He was the king of the keyboard. He killed a dragon in his favorite game, but reality gave him a critical blow with a roll of newspaper and threw him into another world. There he became a dragon slayer, until he accidentally kissed one dragon. And now, disqualified player status, reputation in the negative, and the whole world thinks he's a villain. To get out of this chaos, he'll have to clean up his karma, make strange allies, and get to the final boss, his nemesis. The warrior's path to the princess's heart lies through fiery trials. Many brave men fell, paying a tragic price for their courage. And now the princess herself finds herself in captivity, her tender hand bound in chains. The girl can hardly hold back a groan, her gaze full of despair. All in chains, with her clothes torn, she looks defenseless against fate. Suddenly, a huge white dragon appears, growling menacingly at the captive. But then golden rays from the sky fall on the lizard, stopping his attack. A mysterious hero in white casts an ice curse on a mighty beast. The dragon roars, covered in ice under the influence of an unknown force. The princess looks at her savior in amazement, amazed by his power. The princess blushes, enchanted by the beauty of her savior. Embarrassed, she snorts, trying to hide her true feelings. "Hey, knight," she calls, and the hero turns around at the sound of her voice. "For me? You went this far? Not bad," she acknowledges his efforts. In recognition of his efforts, the princess offers him a special honor. "If you wish, you may kiss my feet," declares Princess Olivia. The hero refuses with disgust. "No, thank you, holy stockings are not for me." The princess is furious. "What are you talking about? Are you being modest?" "But all of you men come here for the sake of—" she begins, confident that she is right. The hero grins. "Huh? You thought I came here for you? How can you put me, the player, and these NPCs on the same level?" the hero says. The hero continues with a grin. "My goal is here from the very beginning to the end. Was only in this evil dragon." He points to the frozen lizard. The dragon suddenly blushes and the hero shouts, "Why are you blushing?" "The desire to marry a princess does not particularly appeal to me." He hovers in the radiance of swords. The hero grips the hilt of the shining sword with determination, preparing to strike. What else could be the most exciting part of this game except he swings at the dragon. "By killing the evil dragon," he exclaims, and the words "past" appear. Suddenly the scene changes. The guy with glasses rejoices. "No wonder I'm the god of this game." The teacher hits him on the head. "I see you really want to repeat a year." The teacher is furious. "Is your head on your shoulders or where? Are you wasting your brains on games?" "Look at the grades. Parents are worried and others are buying them houses," he continues, hitting the student. "You can't even buy a fart with game currency," the teacher shouts, and there's only emptiness in the guy's glasses. Suddenly, the boy grabs the teacher's hand with the newspaper. "Grab!" The teacher is stunned. "Oh, you puppy!" His face is distorted with anger. "Could you please wait until I finish this?" The student answers calmly, looking at the tablet. "Kugai!" The teacher explodes, his eyes turning red. "Your video games are going to hell with you." The teacher swings his arm to smash the tablet. The tablet shatters into pieces, emitting bright light and streams of digital code. Kugai appears in his game armor, looking forward with determination, his real appearance a mere shadow. Kugai's eyes distort with digital static, reflecting his shock. He realizes, damn, what's this situation? I transported into a game world? "I can't control my body," the hero exclaims, losing control. His avatar involuntarily rushes towards the dragon with a furious cry. A powerful blow lands on the ice dragon, causing it to explode. The princess's chains shatter into pieces, her sword falling nearby. The freed princess falls awkwardly to the ground, surrounded by caution tapes. The hero, having landed, looks at the princess with bewilderment. "So that's how it is. I can't stop," the avatar screams, sliding along the dragon. The princess looks at him confusedly. "So that's where your interests lie?" No, it can't be!" the hero screams, his face distorted with horror. "Then excuse me for interrupting," the princess says, leaning over him in a playful pose. "I wish you all the best." She waves as she leaves, and the hero desperately screams, "No, listen to me!" The dragon, freed from the ice, snorts angrily at the stunned hero. A powerful beam of energy bursts out of the dragon's mouth, covering the hero. Boom! The hero is thrown back by the blast wave and flies helplessly through the smoke. "Oh shit, I'm finished," the defeated hero whispers, looking at the huge dragon. "Now I'm going to die in this game." flashes through his mind as the dragon looms over him. The hero closes his eyes, resigned to the inevitable defeat. Someone's graceful armored leg appears in the frame. How disgusting! An armored leg presses on the hero's face, who babble embarrassedly, "Be black silk?" Before him appears a dragon, transformed into a seductive girl with horns. The hero lets out a muffled groan as her foot touches his lips. The dragoness complains sheepishly about her new, overly curvy form. The hero, despite the fact that she is an evil dragon, finds her incredibly cute. "Don't you dare laugh," she exclaims, hitting him with her tail. She continues to lash him with her tail, outraged by his laughter. The hero finally catches her tail. "Enough! What am I, a toy to you?" The dragoness freezes, her face flushing with surprise. The tail wraps around her waist, causing her to have mixed feelings. The dragoness is embarrassed, her tail is wrapped around her waist, and the hero holds its tip. She whispers in tears, "Despicable stranger, how did you know?" The hero is surprised when she points out, "To this place. It turns me on the most." He brings the heart-shaped tip of her tail to his lips, squeezing lightly. The dragoness begs, Don't you dare touch my place," her body crossed out with a caution tape. The hero grins maliciously. "And you were so formidable? It turns out that the evil dragon is so helpless." She screams furiously, "You bastard! You won't get away with this!" But the hero only laughs. Suddenly, the hero freezes, hearing, "The guards are here." Looking back, he sees people approaching, and a voice says, "I was told that the knight defeated the evil dragon." The hero thinks irritably, "Damn, why do they keep coming and coming?" The hero decides, this won't do, her tail is too suspicious. The dragoness complains of pain. "Better to hide it," flashes through Kugai's mind, his gaze determined. He tries to place her tail while the dragoness stands in an ambiguous pose. "Ow! What are you doing?" she screams as the hero tries to tuck his tail in. Suddenly the guards appear. "Your Highness, the king has sent us for you." "Don't squeeze, it hurts!" The dragoness protests while the hero tries to hide her tail from the guards. The guards are shocked by what they see, exclaiming, How disgusting!" The dragoness has tears in her eyes, and the hero behind her is still fiddling with his tail. The captain of the guard shouts angrily, "Honorable knight, in this cave you are committing indecent acts with our princess." The guards suddenly encourage him. "Keep up the good work," and the hero is stunned by their reaction. The hero says, puzzled, "Wait." He asks the guards incredulously, "Did you just call her a princess?" The guard answers confidently, and the hero is indignant. "Don't you recognize your princess?" The mustachioed guard explains, "I saw her as a child before she was kidnapped by the evil dragon." The hero exclaims that she has become more beautiful, and the dragoness embarrassedly growls, "Rawr!" The guard announces, "Come on, princess and prince, the king is waiting for you." The hero is surprised. "Prince? Is that what you call me?" The guard happily confirms. The guards rejoice, hailing him as a great hero who saved the princess. The captain promises any royal reward, even the throne, showing off seductive court ladies. The dragoness angrily screams, "What princess? I am a noble evil!" The hero is shocked. The hero quickly covers her mouth, preventing her from giving himself away. The guards are perplexed, and the dragoness tries to mumble something. "She's just devilishly hungry." The hero cleverly lies, offering to leave. The hero and the dragoness walk ahead. The guards follow them out of the cave. The hero thinks, "Failures in real life, now I'm paying for my haste in the game." He whispers to the dragoness, "You better cooperate with me now." Her eyes widen in horror at his next words. "Or I'll make your tail go crazy and send you to the hell of pleasures," he threatens, touching the tail. "You bastard! Even if you threaten me, I will never—" She tries to resist while the guards walk behind her. Soon they arrive at the majestic royal city. The royal family greets the princess and the hero with a sumptuous feast. The maid pours wine, emphasizing that everything was prepared especially for her. The dragoness is delighted with the smells, fully getting into the role of the princess, and the hero becomes gloomy. The king is moved to tears because his daughter Olive has returned after 10 years. The queen notices the discrepancy. "Our daughter had black hair, didn't she?" But the king waves it off. Prince Lucky, with a lustful grin, attributes everything to his sister's rapid development. The prince and queen whisper about their interests while the hero and the dragon sit at the table. The dragoness drools over her food, and the hero wonders, what's wrong with this family? You can't do that, Your Highness! They stop her when she reaches for the food with her hands. The maid reminds the princess of her manners. Noble ladies eat with a knife and fork. The dragoness clicks, ignoring the utensils, and grabs a whole chicken. She crunches the whole chicken into her mouth, shocking the maid. The royal family is horrified as the dragon chomps away. Close-up of her elegantly removing a perfectly gnawed bone from her mouth. The dragoness shows off a chicken skeleton with a satisfied look. The family remembers her untidiness, and the hero is amazed by their selective memory. Suddenly, the doors of the hall burst open with a bang, letting in the guards. The warrior declares to the king, because she is not a princess at all. She points decisively at the dragoness. She's just an imposter. The hero recognizes the warrior, remembering their recent meeting. The warrior resolutely places her foot on the royal table. She declares to the king, "Do you hear me? I am the real Olive." The hero is nervous while the dragoness enjoys her food with her mouth full. The king is confused. Dilemma, we have 2 olives, maybe a lot. The warrior shouts angrily, "You have no right to say such things, you old fart." She shakes the king. "Fool, don't you recognize your own daughter?" The warrior says with disdain, "This princess has no... such an insensitive and talkative father as you." She finishes the sentence. The king is shocked by her words, thinking, so vulgar. The royal couple recognizes her by her manners. This lack of manners in rude tone. The king and queen acknowledge her. "Without a doubt, this is our daughter Olive." The hero is shocked by their family ties. The hero decides to stay away from this strange family while the dragon eats in peace. Suddenly, a sword flies at the hero with a cry of "Stop!" The sword plunges into the column, and the warrior screams, "You passed off an impostor as a princess and are trying to escape?" The hero turns around to see who dared to attack him. He awkwardly waves hello to her, and the warrior recognizes him. "The same pervert who kissed the dragoness in the cave?" she screams. The hero denies everything. The royal family discusses his exploits with interest, and the warrior is furious at their reaction. The warrior shyly admits that the image of the kiss with the dragon touched her, accusing the hero of seduction. She points to the dragoness. "You even started an affair with this ill-mannered impostor." The warrior yells at the dragoness, "Stop eating my food!" The hero tries to intervene. The dragoness, with her mouth full, breathes fire straight into the face of the real princess. The hero covers his face with his hand while Olive, covered in soot, mutters, "It doesn't matter anymore." Olive lashes out at the couple in a rage. "You vile couple, pervert!" The princess orders the guards, "Strip them and lead them through the streets." The hero is shocked. "Wait, she burned you and it's my fault?" The dragoness hiccups. "Of course you. If it weren't for your threats, I wouldn't have come here." One of the guards rushes forward with a dull thud. The guard swings a huge axe at the hero and the dragoness. The axe crashes into the floor with a loud bang, splitting the slabs. The hero and the dragoness barely dodge the blow of the guard's axe. The hero, with a drop of sweat on his temple, thinks, "Oh shit." The remaining guards rush to attack, shouting, "Get him!" He deftly dodges the spear, indignantly. "Damn, you don't even think about holding back." Surrounded by guards, the hero is indignant. "I came to the game to have fun, not to get beat up." The dragoness decides to intervene. "If that's the case, I don't see the point in being polite." Her hand flares with energy. A close-up of her determined face, illuminated by a blue glow. The hero summons a shining golden sword, ready for battle. With a cry of "Forward!" he unleashes a powerful energy blast on the guard. The axe-wielding guard is defeated, screaming, "Ah, I'm dead!" The others are terrified of his strength. The hero looks in bewilderment at his sword, which is turned into a useless rope. He yells at the game in rage, "This damn game gave me a bug!" A pixelated message appears above the hero, and the warrior smirks. "Oh, what's that?" The message reads, "Disqualified player," leaving the hero in shock. The real Olive can hardly contain her laughter at his despair. She mockingly praises him. "Ho ho, and you know how to swing a sword, dog knight." Olive declares herself a righteous NPC, laughing at his ego. The hero looks at her with disbelief. "A righteous NPC?" The warrior, sword at the ready, declares, "You were never anything special." The hero exclaims in panic, "What the hell is going on here?" Olive shouts, "Heavenly justice, of course!" Olive swings her sword. The hero tries to dodge in horror. The warrior pins the hero to the floor with her foot, accusing the dragoness of deception. She forcefully stomps his face into the floor, and the hero lets out a muffled cry. The princess, glowing with energy, prepares to deliver the decisive blow with her sword. She furiously brings the blade down on the fallen hero. A powerful blow shakes the hall, throwing the princess herself against the columns. Olive, covered in dust and with torn clothes, is shocked by what happened. The dragoness tears her dress in irritation. She is fed up with all this. She grabs the hero by the head, indignant. "You also tied me to this pig!" The dragoness in her true form hugs the hero, surrounded by hearts. The dragoness hugs the hero tightly, calling him her long-term feeder. The royal family reacts inappropriately, especially the king and the servant with hearts in her eyes. But ordinary people scream in horror. The evil dragon has appeared. Panic spreads throughout the city about the arrival of a dragon from the Gorge of Evil Dragons. Meanwhile, somewhere far away, someone is having a disturbing dream under the cover of night. St. Cassiopeia wakes up abruptly in her bed, her hand clutching the sheet. She screams in horror, suddenly sitting up in bed after the nightmare. Cassiopeia breathes heavily, fear frozen on her face, the saint of the Holy Land. A figure appears before her, asking sympathetically, "Another nightmare, Your Holiness?" Cassiopeia looks at the newcomer in surprise. "Countess Elise's?" Cassiopeia, still in her nightgown, asks in surprise, "Why did you come?" Countess Elise's, dressed in elegant attire, reports, "I have news from the Islamic lands." Elise gracefully adjusts her snow-white cape on her shoulder. Approaching the bed, the countess adds, "This concerns that very dragon." Elise's gently touches Saint's chin. "It seems you are very afraid of that evil dragon." The countess seductively offers, "Let your subordinate accompany you to bed tonight." It's morning and Cassiopeia is sleeping peacefully, bathed in sunlight, alone in her bed. Meanwhile, at the door of the saint's chambers, the cat girl reproaches Elise's for her inaction. The beast woman looks at the countess with indignation. "This is too dissolute!" Elise's, with a sly smile, replies that caring for her holiness's peace is her direct responsibility. Elise's asks Louis with a grin, "Are you really jealous?" She embarrassedly denies it. The countess extends her red-gloved hand, demanding the collected information. Louis snorts, reproaching Elise, "You're always pretending, at least once sincerely." Elise's looks at the cat girl snuggled up to her with a gentle smile, asking, "Sincerely?" The countess playfully pushes Louis away, who cries out, "Ouch, what cruelty!" Elise holds up the note, teasing, "Isn't this what you wanted, Louis?" And she sheepishly admits, "Damn, you got me." Elise reads, "So this is the knight who traded the princess for a dragon?" Louis is amazed by the strength of her fingers. On the sheet of paper is a caricature of the hero, and Elise's concludes, "It looks like he really is a pervert." The hero, looking silly and drooling, giggles while surrounded by guards. Meanwhile, the dragoness in her true form rushes swiftly through the clouds. Princess Olive, gun at the ready, sensing a tragic outcome. The dragoness exclaims in surprise, calling upon her fiery pet. She attacks with evil dragon's thunder, releasing a fiery beast. Olive screams in pain as she is engulfed in the dragon's fiery attack. The princess, in a rage, accuses the dragoness of lying. Her clothes are burnt. The hero points to the dragoness, reproaching her for her feigned prettiness. Olive's hand grips the cannon's fuse firmly, preparing to fire. The princess fires a cannon straight at the dragoness, shouting, "Go take that!" The guards hesitate to intervene while the princess fights. The dragoness takes the blow herself, finding it unexpectedly pleasant. Princess Olive exclaims in shock, "What?" amidst smoke. Olive fires the cannon again, and the dragon asks, "Oh, more." The hero wistfully remarks that the smell of half-naked women in the gunpowder smoke is intoxicating. The prince angrily accuses the hero of peeping and shamelessness for seeing his sister's body. The hero snaps back that these two rude men should not speak like that while the queen is trembling with fear. The hero internally laments that the rule, "Players cannot hit NPCs," upsets him. He reflects that everything went wrong and that kiss is the root of all his problems. Olive, with a whip, declares, "Nice, huh? Okay, I'll fix it for you." And the hero thinks that it's better than marriage. The dragoness screams in exhaustion, "Oh, enough, enough, I can't take it," her clothes tearing. The hero concludes with a grin that the dragoness has much stronger feminine charms. The dragoness sits powerlessly on the ground. The hero looks at her with a question. The hero makes a calming gesture with his hand, trying to stop her. He runs up to the embarrassed dragoness, sympathetically asking about her condition. The hero clutches his chest in excitement, his face expressing concern. The dragoness presses herself against him, whispering about the irresistible desire that pushes her to sin. She playfully admits that she longs for a plunging wave. The hero is furious at her coquetry. The dragoness announces that she will first plunge into magma and runs away, leaving the hero in a panic. The hero, in desperation, grabs her by the tail, shouting, "Patience, I'm your feeding trough." Princess Olive asks with a demonic grin if they still hope to negotiate. Olive, preparing a huge bomb, accuses them of deceiving her and ruining her feelings. Olive, screaming, "You're going to die!" fires a huge cannon, barely holding it. The guards watch in horror as the princess wields such a gigantic weapon. The red-hot core, like a meteor, rushes towards the target, leaving a fiery trail. The hero and the dragon calmly meet the fireball flying towards them. The hero raises his hand, summoning the thunder sword to defend. A powerful bolt of lightning strikes from the sky, illuminating the castle tower. Concentrating, the hero announces, "Thunder Barrier." A sparkling shield of quick defense appears in front of the hero and the dragoness. The hero stands unperturbed as his energy barrier reflects the attack. The projectile explodes with a deafening roar upon hitting the magical barrier. Princess Olive asks hopefully through the smoke, "Did I get it?" The hero notes with a grin that his defense is quite useful. The king and prince are stunned. The attack left not a scratch. The hero laughs mockingly, "What a lousy game, you're a weakling against me." Suddenly, a bright light illuminates the heroes from above, foreshadowing something new. A powerful bolt of lightning descends, splitting the floor beneath their feet. The ground disappears from under his feet, the dragon gains wings, and the hero is perplexed. The hero falls, screaming about the quality of the floor, and the dragoness blames him. A mocking message appears above the abyss. "Can you curse me now?" The prince, in a rage, rushes at the hero, accusing him of a cowardly sneak attack. The prince, falling, shouts to the hero that he would not dare to fight him face to face. The hero panics and clings to something, trying to hold on. Suddenly, the hero finds himself on the back of a huge white dragon soaring upward. The dragon tells the hero that he didn't intend to save him. He just fell on him. They break through the ceiling, leaving the princess and the others on the edge of the abyss. The dragon below creates a powerful explosion, destroying the remains of the floor. The white dragon with the hero on its back flies away from the castle under the light of the moon. Princess Olive screams in horror, "My castle!" as she looks at the destruction. The guard points to the flying away, asking the princess what to do next. Olive firmly orders, "Don't you dare talk, follow me." The hero flies away from the castle on a white dragon, leaving the night city behind. He thinks with relief that the princess will definitely not catch up with them now. The hero praises the dragon for his ability to fly, but he asks again in surprise. The dragon sheepishly admits that he has not been able to fly since childhood, shocking the hero. The hero points to the flight in bewilderment, and the dragon himself does not understand how he does it. Suddenly, the hero, screaming, jumps off the back of the panicking dragon. Both fall rapidly. The hero begs the dragon to fly, but he is helpless. They rush down like a comet, straight onto the roof of some building. With a crash, they break through the roof and fly into the barn, frightening the cows. The hero comes to his senses in a haystack, surrounded by curious cows. The calf moos in surprise to its mother cow, pointing to the dragon's form. The hero comes to his senses, groaning loudly from the unbearable cramped space. He finds himself pinned next to a naked dragon in a haystack. The hero, with burning eyes and a bleeding nose, screams that he will help her. He rushes towards the confused dragoness, who tries to cover herself. Suddenly, a huge cleaver crashes between them, separating them. The hero asks in surprise if today isn't the owner's day off. A mysterious hand with a long pipe appears, noting the unusualness of the guests. A mysterious woman with white hair takes a drag from her pipe, assessing the situation. It turns out that this is the owner of the barn, a cowgirl in a maid's outfit talking about milk. The hero, with a nosebleed, looks at the dragoness in admiration, surrounded by hearts. The owner of the barn, a cowgirl, claims that she has never tried dragon's milk. The hero, blushing, apologizes to the cowgirl for the intrusion. The hero tries to explain that they are here by accident. The dragoness is hiding behind him. Suddenly, a cleaver whistled past them, piercing a pole with a cry of "Ungrateful!" The hero looks in horror at the cleaver that almost hit him. The cowgirl cracks her knuckles, threatening them for refusing the blessing. The dragoness asks in surprise if there really is an imperial merchant in this barn. The hostess justifies herself by saying that she simply slept through the imperial certification, but almost her entire family passed. The hero sarcastically suggests that she is the only lazy person in the family, which infuriates her. The barn owner decisively declares to the hero, "Be that as it may, today you will sell this dragon." She grins wickedly, anticipating how the legendary evil dragon will be tamed and turned into milk cattle while the dragon poses. The cowgirl dreamily exclaims that then the Imperial Trade Board will make an exception for her. Suddenly, the dragoness's tail lashes out and hits the cowgirl right in the face. The stunned mistress looks at the angry dragoness, not believing her eyes. The cowgirl screams with tears in her eyes, "You hit me!" The dragoness beats her furiously, screaming that the herbivore has never humiliated her. The hero watches in shock as the self-proclaimed king turns out to be just scrap metal. While the cowgirl howls in pain and the dragon demands milk, the hero finds this scene not bad. The knight in white points to the princess. "They are right here, your highness." The hero thinks irritably, "Damn, someone else showed up." He sees the princess being told, "They crashed right here." Princess Olive firmly orders the guards, "Go ahead, ask everyone around." The guard shows the cows a drawing, looking for a half-naked woman and a worthless man. The princess shouts at the guard in rage, "Fool! What do you expect from a calf?" Olive grins and advises asking the mother cow to save face for the calf. The guard with an exhausted face thinks, well. The hero and the dragoness peek from behind cover. The hero grins. Idiot. The hero cries, dreaming of a harem game with hundreds of such gorgeous NPCs. The cowgirl exclaims excitedly upon seeing someone from the royal family of the Islamic Empire. She admires Princess Olive's noble and valiant bearing. The sacred insignia on the imperial banners glitter in the sun. The cowgirl suggests that this is a new war goddess, and the hero agrees about the fighting power. The barn owner tries to give them away, shouting, "Mighty goddess of war, two nobodies are here." The dragoness's tail lashes out and shuts the cowgirl's mouth. The hero and the dragon tie up the cowgirl so that she doesn't cause problems. The dragoness angrily grabs the cowgirl by the horn, calling her lowly cattle. The hero pulls the tied-up cowgirl by the tail, calling her naughty. The cowgirl looks at what is happening with an embarrassed and excited, "Aha!" The hero hugs the tied-up cowgirl, surprised by her sudden weakness. The dragoness blushes, remembering that his tricks have become even more intense. The hero grins maliciously, realizing that tails are the weak point of all beast girls. The dragoness sheepishly imagines what it would be like for her to be in the cowgirl's place. The cowgirl, with her face wrapped in her tail, looks completely exhausted. The cowgirl's mouth, clamped with her tail, is dripping with saliva from the overwhelming feelings. The dragoness, covering herself, wonders if she would experience the same excitement. The cowgirl's face expresses shock and confusion at what is happening. The dragoness is shocked by her reaction, suspecting that new desires have awakened in her. The cowgirl, with tears in her eyes, screams at the hero that he is a pervert who dared to do such a thing on Holy Land. The cowgirl calls out to the goddess of war, and the hero pinches her cheeks, demanding an answer. The hero threateningly asks if she will report them when they leave. He grimly states that she leaves him no choice, frightening her with his sudden severity. The cowgirl is terrified and wonders if he is going to kill her. The hero decisively throws her over his shoulder, announcing that she is coming with them. With a crazy grin, he thinks that he won't let such a beauty go to his collection. The dragoness sighs, resigned. "Well, it looks like we have no other choice." The hero looks at the dragoness in surprise, not expecting such a quick agreement. The dragoness is disgusted by the thought that he would use tail games on the cow, and she cannot stand it. Suddenly, the barn door creaks open, heralding new guests. The hero, carrying the cowgirl, announces that they will hide in the forest behind. The cowgirl is surprised to realize that they are not going to kill her for the sake of silence. There's a glimmer of hope in her eyes that the hero might not be so bad after all. The trinity goes deeper into the forest. The hero sighs wearily from the upcoming difficulties. The hero groans under the weight of the cowgirl, noting that she is a little heavy. The dragoness, seeing a hungry cow, playfully suggests that the hero simply eat her. The hero spanks the cowgirl and she hits him back, calling him a pervert. Someone's determined eyes, with a slight blush, follow the development of events. A lady drinks greedily, carelessly spilling the drink on her ample breasts. She smashes the cup in rage, lamenting that the fugitives are still at large. The lady shouts furiously at the guards, "What's the point of you if you can't even catch them?" Her brother appears. Don't worry, sister. Yes, this chase has been fruitless so far. The sister sarcastically retorts, not only are you mired in debauchery, but you're also good for nothing. You're the one talking. The brother replies with a grin, maybe I'm not good at everything else, but I understand women like no one else. He takes a dramatic breath. For example, I have long smelled their strong feminine scent. He adds, showing 2 fingers. Moreover, there were 2 of them. The sister is perplexed. The man kicks open the barn door. I guess they disappeared into the woods, sister. The brother points to a forest path. So why don't we get them back before it's too late? The sister snorts, but his words intrigue her. Look, don't you dare deceive me. The princess with a sword resolutely rushes into the forest. This princess herself will return them. The brother grins evilly, anticipating the chase. The guard warns the prince, in the depths of the forest are the borders of the kingdom and terrible monsters. The prince waves his hand smugly. Everything is fine. There will be no problems with me there. He throws to the guards. If you are afraid, wait here until we return. The guards decide to stay. In that case, we'll wait. Take care of yourself. The princess with a sword walks through the forest, followed by her brother. Humph, you can't escape, knight. Her brother smiles slyly after her. And you won't get away, dear sister. Meanwhile, a dragonfly lands on the dragoness's horn. Hey, you lousy pig! The dragoness, crushed by the cowgirl, moans, I'm hungry. The hero and the girl's stomachs rumble. He replies, I know. The dragoness. Where from? The dragoness sighs. It was in vain that she sent the cow for food. But here comes the cowgirl with an armful of fruit. I'm back! She shyly holds out the fruit and mumbles, I only found this. The cow immediately bites into the apple. Delicious! And he invites the others. Help yourself, guys. The dragon wrinkles her nose. I want meat. The cow is perplexed. But fruit is good too. Nonsense, snorts the dragoness. Only the lower classes eat such crap. The hero chokes on his apple from her words, noticing the cow's tail for the first time. The cow explodes. Shame on you! You should look for it yourself instead of humiliating others. She throws to the dragoness. If you weren't stronger, I would never be your slave. Cowgirl shows wound on her leg. Finding this food was not easy for me either, you know. She winces at the pain in her steaming leg, and the dragoness looks on in surprise. The dragoness suddenly grabs the cow by the leg. Delicious meat, let me try it quickly. The cowgirl recoils in horror, trying to pull her leg out of the dragoness's grip. The hero rushes to them in panic. Oh my God, girls, don't fight! He stands between them. If you have any schemes, come with me. The cowgirl, shouting, I'll help, kicks the hero right in the face. The hero is knocked out. The dragoness snorts. Don't take me for a fool, you're the one asking for trouble. The dragoness screams in rage at the defeated hero. Was it really just so that we wouldn't give up this cow? She whispers bitterly. Damn. Even after everything that happened between us, you still choose. The dragoness blushes and the hero blurts out, Actually, I admire you too. He firmly confirms, without a doubt. The hero asks hopefully, Then, for a little while, will you let me join? The dragoness, embarrassed, explains, I'm talking about your plans for the cow. Do I need to clarify? The hero's nose starts bleeding from this thought. Could it be, this is it? She playfully suggests, Won't you give me just a little bit of good pleasure? The hero, licking his lips, shouts, I'll give you much more, I don't mind. The dragoness decisively takes off her golden horn. You should have said so earlier. With this horn, she pins the cow. And I thought you wanted to hold on to the food. I'd like to have her head. The hero screams in shock. How did you even get that thing off your head? The hero is stunned. So that's what it is. The dragoness screams, I didn't say I'd eat her. Hero, then why did you allow it? The nailed cow curses the dragoness. May every meal turn out badly for you. The dragoness is shocked by such a curse, and the hero reproaches her for cruelty. The cowgirl calls for help, but the dragoness only smirks. No one will come. The hero watches as the dragon looms over the cow, saying, Don't think you're going to get away with this. Suddenly, the dragoness hears a noise. Who else is ruining the mood? The hero quickly covers the dragoness's mouth with his hand. Quiet. A huge sword crashes into the ground very close by. The pursuers appear from behind the bushes, the princess and her brother. The hero and the girls hide in horror. Ah! It's the goddess of war! The princess realizes, damn it, that bastard has been hiding his true power all this time. The brother gloats. This is not a palace, sister. I won't be nice to you here. The princess is furious. So you never intended to pursue the knight. Why did you lure me here? The brother smirked. Silly sister, is chasing a fugitive really that interesting? He laughs, rushing forward. I brought you here. He looms over her, his eyes blazing, for some exciting business. The princess screams, You bastard, stay away! Brother is furious. Scoundrel! You dare call me what I hate the most? The princess said bitterly, How could I forget? You always looked down on me like a cockroach. The brother clutches his head in despair. No matter what I do to please you, you consider me a worthless thing. The princess is perplexed. What's wrong with you? Don't you understand? Brother explodes. I just wanted to dirty you even more. Princess screams, Pervert! He grabs her, hissing, When you're as dirty as me, you won't dare look down on me. Her brother rushes at her. Come on, sister! Let's become the scum of royal blood together! She screams, No! The hero and the dragoness watch in horror. The hero mutters, What kind of inhuman... The brother gloats, Ha ha ha! Surprised? It's not that easy to free yourself from these dragon claws. The hero clenches his fist. Damn, I can't beat him as a disqualified player. The dragoness blushes. D-dragon claws. How terrible. The hero decides that inaction is not a manly thing to do. The hero hides in the bushes, thinking, Calm down, there must be some other way. Suddenly, a stone hits the brother in the head, and he shouts in rage, Bastard! The cowgirl jumps out of the bushes. Let go of the goddess of war. The hero thinks in panic, I have no choice. The cow points menacingly at her brother. You scoundrel dishonoring the royal name. I will not allow you to dishonor her. The brother looks at the cow with delight. Wow, what a plump cow. He turns to his sister. Olive, why didn't you tell me that you have such beautiful friends? The princess denies. I don't know her. The princess shouts to the cow, Hey, I don't know you. Don't interfere. He's too tough for you. The cowgirl reassures the princess. Don't worry, goddess of war. Maybe I'm not his equal. She continues with a sly smile. But... and pushes the hero forward. The cow puts the hero in front of her. This knight must cope. The brother and the princess look in surprise at the hero who suddenly appeared. The hero is indignant. What do you mean, ugh? I came to help. Politeness doesn't matter? He points at the princess. What's with that hopeless face? Now take that back. The brother grabs the hero by the throat. Noisy knight? I've wanted to finish you off for a long time. The villain hisses. You pretty weakling. You made Olivia sad. Are you jealous of my luck? The brother strangles the hero. He wheezes, Why? The cow looks on in horror. The prince blushes with rage, pointing at the girls. Where did you get so many beast girls? The hero gasps, I think 2 is enough for me. His brother shakes him furiously. Shut up, are you just showing off? He grins maliciously. What about your inseparable little dragon? The brother looks back at the bushes. What, she won't come out to save you? The dragoness in the bushes blushes, afraid for her breadwinner, but not wanting to seem like a coward. The chibi dragon firmly declares, Brave dragons are not afraid of difficulties. The prince mocks the hero. It seems she also hates dirt like you hiding behind a woman's skirt. The hero, out of breath, thinks, If I'm not mistaken, I know someone who trembles under the skirt of the Queen Mother. The knight challenges, Are you the one who lures girls into the wilderness, you vile prince? The brother shouts in rage, So you dare to act tough? What did you say? Say it again! The hero smirks, not intending to give in. You won't get any sweet words from me, loser. The prince laughs evilly. Ha! Ho ho ho! If you don't talk now... He tightens his grip. The hero gasps. Then you will never speak again. A thought flashes in the hero's eyes. Wait a minute. The hero notices a distorted inscription above the prince's head. Righteous NPC. The text above the prince continues to flicker, and the hero doubts whether his eyes are deceiving him. Suddenly, the inscription above the prince changes to disqualified NPC, and he grins evilly. Gasping for breath, the hero ponders, is it possible? In this game, everyone has a predetermined fate. He recalls the princess's words. If your behavior deviates from the norm, you become a disqualified player. It dawns on the knight. The prince also broke the rules and is now disqualified. This pervert must have violated his system settings, the hero thinks, while the prince hisses, "Die!" The hero grins, but since we're both disqualified, and delivers a powerful blow. With a cry of, "How could you use me like this?" the knight slams the prince into the ground. The princess and the cow watch in horror as the hero beats the prince, shouting, "You bastard! I find you disgusting!" The hero continues to beat the prince. The princess watches what is happening in shock. The prince cannot believe how he, a royal person, was defeated so easily. Suddenly, the words "disqualified player" appear above the hero's head, and a sound signal is heard. The hero is perplexed when he notices a clean slate scale under the inscription with a meager progress of 21,000. A clean slate? The hero looks thoughtfully at the defeated prince. The cow watches. The prince tries to get up, but the hero slams him again, this time into a tree. The blow increases the clean slate scale by 1 point. The hero is surprised. The hero deals another blow and the scale grows again. The prince screams in pain. With each hit to the prince, the points on the clean slate scale continue to increase. The hero realizes that the more he hits the prince, the more points he gets, but he decides to stop. The hero looks at the defeated prince, who begs, Brother Kugai, you can't." The knight grins maliciously. "Why not use this bastard to let off some steam?" Suddenly, the princess grips the hilt of her sword with determination. She screams furiously and thrusts the blade next to the prince's head, leaving the hero in shock. The princess looks angrily at the hero, calling him a scoundrel. She begins to furiously cut the prince's clothes, screaming, "I'll cut you, mama's boy, pervert." The princess continues her attacks, raining insults on her brother. "How dare you, you worthless piece of shit!" The hero, the cow, and the dragoness watch in horror as the princess rages, "Are you happy? Happy?" The cowgirl thinks in confusion. The goddess of war is not at all what I imagined her to be. The hero carefully places his hand on the princess's shoulder, trying to stop her. The hero, grabbing the girls, suggests, "Maybe we shouldn't bother her?" He tries to leave with the girls in his arms, but they call out to him, "Stop!" The princess, stepping on her brother, reproaches the hero. "It's impolite to leave so quietly, isn't it?" Above the princess's head is the inscription, "Righteous NPC again," she sighs. "You are rude as always." The hero thinks in shock, "Terrible girl. Her settings didn't go wrong. Is she the main bug of the game?" The girls panic. The prince screams from under his sister's foot, and the hero tries to cover them. The princess, with her hand raised and her face shaded, approaches the hero. The hero screams in horror, "Ah, ah, ah! Don't come near me!" The princess unexpectedly gently strokes the hero's head, and he is surprised. She smiles sweetly. "Despite our differences, you saved this princess. I didn't think anyone could be so sweet." The princess suggests forgetting everything. The hero is shocked by her sudden kindness. She insists that she is not like her cruel prince brother. The hero and the dragoness don't believe it. The knight shouts, "Who are you then?" The princess shows her graceful leg. "All you have to do. It's to kiss the princess's fingers as a sign of loyalty." The hero understands that this is a catch. She smiles slyly, teasing, "Hee, come on, refuse." The princess, with a sword behind her back, declares that witnesses of her weakness must die. The hero decisively kisses her leg with a loud kiss. The princess's eyes widen in surprise and she cries out, "Ow!" The princess is confused while the hero continues. The dragoness watches with displeasure. The hero asks with a satisfied look, "Is that enough, your highness?" The princess shouts, "Pervert!" The princess screams in surprise, her eyes wide open. The hero warns with a crazy smile, "Be careful." He picks up the princess in his arms, saying, "Don't worry so much, your highness." The hero whispers compliments about her legs. The princess orders embarrassedly, "Shut up." The princess blushes, thinking, "This is so disgusting, but I want to hear more." The hero licks his lips, muttering, "I can't help myself." The princess begs, "Stop! No!" His hand gently squeezes her foot. He promises, "Let me comfort every corner of you." The princess lets out a groan, her face distorted with mixed emotions. Suddenly, the princess, shouting, "Get lost!" slaps the hero in the face, and the cow is stunned. The princess on the ground screams, "You won! My leg! How disgusting!" The hero grins with a slap mark on his face, and the princess furiously tells him to get out. The hero poses, declaring that he is more irresistible than ever today. The girls are shocked. The dragoness drools, finding the hero's scent particularly enticing. The cow is surprised. The princess, in horror, decides to run away from this pervert, sensing something is wrong. As she runs away, the princess complains that this never happened to her in the dragon's cave. The princess runs and crashes her head into someone's armor, thinking about her bad luck. A knight suddenly appears and calls out to the princess, who clutches her head in irritation. The knight approaches the hero, worried about the long absence of the princess and prince. The knight's eyes widen in surprise, and he only says, "Huh?" noticing something was wrong. The knight points his finger in confusion, asking, "Isn't that—" The princess turns around and the knight points to the prince's body on the ground. "What's there?" The princess grabs the knight by the collar, shouting, "This is just the waste of a giant animal with a diseased digestion." She insists furiously, "This is absolutely not Prince Lucky's corpse, do you hear me?" The knight breathes a sigh of relief. "Ah, so this really is the corpse of Prince Lucky. I thought it was the remains of some kind of beast." The knight suddenly freezes, realizing, "Wait, a corpse?" The princess remains sullenly silent. The princess, with a devilish look, grabs the knight from behind. "Don't you dare blame me now, since you already know." Another knight screams in horror as the princess drags his comrade away with a cry of, "Ah!" The knight with the megaphone announces for all to hear, "Princess Olivia, she made Prince Lucky answer for everything." The hero and the dragoness are perplexed by the screams, noticing the running soldier. What is this?" The knight with the megaphone is shocked. "Princess Olivia made Prince Lucky relieve himself?" The heroine and the mustachioed knight exchange awkward glances. Listen." The knight in the tree clutches his head. "Oh gods," watching the heroes below. Another herald shouts from the tree, "You say Princess Olivia caught Prince Lucky in indecency?" The soldiers retreat in panic. "Quickly to the palace with the news." The heroine only sighs. Suddenly a new beauty appears. "I don't think it will be bad if the rumors spread." Meanwhile, in the distance, a majestic castle can be seen on a hill. A fist slams down on the table in the throne room. "What does this mean?" The king and queen are shocked by the report. "Olivia is going to turn us into Kermit?" The king is puzzled, and the queen looks it up in the dictionary. "But what does do a Kermit mean?" The knight explains sheepishly, "To put it bluntly, your majesty." He screams into the microphone in horror. "She wants to commit regicide." A wanted poster appears with a cute chibi version of Olivia and a 10-coin reward. The heroine looks at her childhood portrait, and the hero looks out in surprise. "Is this you as a child?" The hero comments with disgust, "People, why do you even grow up?" Suddenly, a horned girl appears, exclaiming in admiration, "Goddess of war, how cute!" The horned one teases the hero. "You said that my kisses were disgusting, but you yourself liked it." The knights panic and make excuses to the princess. This is all the king's idea. We have nothing to do with it." The soldiers shout, "We are innocent. If you want to beat someone, go to his majesty." The hero and the horned girl look at the cowardly knights. She sighs in disappointment. Low-quality men. The hero looks thoughtfully at the girl in blue. He reflects on his parents' indifference. The knight places a reassuring hand on her shoulder. He consoles her by talking about parental love. The girl doubts his words. She asks if they don't need her. The knight tries to console her again. The girl pushes him away, indignant. She tears her clothes in despair. Suddenly, an archer appears with a torn mask. Everyone looks in shock at the hooded archer with a torn mask. The heroine nervously asks, "You're not some kind of aimless killer, are you?" The blue-haired, scarred archer chuckles mysteriously, hiding her eyes. The heroine suggests, "Or just some old pervert." A sudden attack! The heroine screams in surprise, dodging the red flashes. An archer with glowing red eyes aims 3 arrows at once. "Are you completely crazy?" The heroine thinks in horror. Is she really ready to do this for 10 coins? The cow recognizes the weapons. A bow made of crocodile bone, arrows made of porcupine quills. The cow is shocked. Could it be? This is the same lady? The hero is surprised by her reaction. The cow anxiously confirms, exactly. I should have recognized her earlier. The cow remembers, earrings of red flame, a symbol of countless bloody deaths. Her ash-violet eyes, which do not lose their shine even in despair, say a lot. She is from the same family of hunters that made countless nobles scream in terror. The Hargreaves family crest is a black cockroach with a red rose, and the Hargreaves heiress is the only top assassin who owns the souls of 18 nobles. Her name is Irarel, the boar rider. The hero chuckles. What a low-grade nickname. But the hero thinks, if she is as strong as the cow says... Irarel sits quietly, and the text reads, Legitimate NPC. This matter will not be easy. The hero turns to the cow. Hey, we... The hero shouts, Hey! The cow chuckles. Olivia is next to them. The cow throws back the blanket from the boar. Wow! A real boar! Irarel appears from under the fabric, blinking her purple eyes innocently. The cow asks Olivia curiously, pointing at the boar. Dirty, huh? The hero panics. And you want to know this? I'm terribly curious, too. The hero mutters skeptically, Is she really a killer? Only fools ride in such a... The knights whisper, Even though she holds herself with dignity, her bottom must be covered in calluses. Irarel blushes on the lathered boar while everyone discusses the indecent scene. The hero explodes. Enough! Don't you dare doubt the future head of Hargreaves! He shouts furiously. How dare you doubt the purity of a young murderer? What rudeness! Olivia declares, To prove her innocence, I will personally check everything. She lifts the fabric, assessing, not bad at all, smooth and cool. The hero in chibi form doesn't understand anything, holding the fabric in his hands. The hero walks away, and Irarel on the boar looks after him in bewilderment. The hero turns to the girls. Well, and what do you think? The dark-haired girl is shocked. Is it possible? Is it possible that even her lower part is flawless? The hero squints slyly, saying meaningfully, This is... The girl exclaims, I think she's an imposter. But the hero is sure. How is it possible? My eyesight won't fail me. The hero declares, There is no doubt because she has something that a top killer should not have. He imagines cute panties with pink bunnies, drooling with affection. Irarel blushes, clearly unhappy with this revelation. The hero and the girls laugh loudly at her embarrassment. Suddenly, the hero's face is distorted by a grimace of horror. A powerful kick sends the hero flying with a cry of, Ah! Olivia looks in surprise at something embedded in the ground. The defeated hero admits, I was short-sighted. I was enlightened. This arrow is Hargreaves' secret technique, Curse of the Bad Blood. She's seriously angry. Irarel, holding a bow in her hands, is surrounded by a fiery aura. Her gaze is determined. Olivia is intrigued. There is something interesting. Cow respectfully. Lady Warrior. Olivia looks at Irarel appraisingly. Even though she has a seductive but useless ass, Olivia playfully remarks, But what came out was really hard. Olivia whispers with anticipation, It's so rare that this turns me on. Suddenly, Olivia rolls out a huge gun, screaming, I'm so turned on! The hero is shocked. Where did she get this from? The cow blushes. What vulgarity! Olivia, standing on a cannon, challenges, Come on, Killer Hargreaves, let's fight face to face! She declares decisively, Let's see who among us is the coolest woman. Irarel says coldly, Madness. Irarel soars into the air, jumping off the charging boar. In flight, she draws the bowstring, aiming at the crowd below. The knights look through their binoculars in delight. She jumped! Are there really bunnies there? Irarel whispers, The wind is cold, weak against strong. She draws the bowstring, the red energy of the dragon wrapping around her bow. Her eyes are full of fury as she shouts, Triple blast! Irarel fires a fire arrow straight towards the stunned trio. The arrow explodes at their feet as the boar attacks from below. Double threat. The cow exclaims in horror, Damn it! The hero's eyes flash with fire. He prepares a counterattack. Bright flame. The hero unleashes a powerful pillar of fire, shouting, Firefall! The boar suddenly stops in front of the wall of flame, grunting in surprise. Irarel screams in pain, her clothes torn by the heat of the explosion. Irarel's graceful foot lands among the smoldering coals. Irarel's clothes are torn, revealing her cute bunny panties. She is embarrassed. Irarel stands in the fire. The hero and cow are struck by her pure flame magic. The cow looks at the hero sympathetically. Poor stinking boar. The hero snaps at the cow. What are you staring at? Don't you like the wall of fire? The knights enthusiastically shout to the hero, Excellent night! Olivia smirks. Like a killer who can't stand the light, and she attacked in pairs. Olivia summons the chorus, stating, Even if she's strong, she has no place on stage with pink bunnies. One of the chorus screams in horror, No! Irarel shouts back in rage, Shut up! Irarel shouts, Fangslinger! And the boar rushes forward with a squeal. Her hand is wrapped in red energy threads, gathering into a powerful charge. Irarel, enraged and surrounded by a scarlet glow, screams, Die! Olivia, with a whip, replies, Stop pretending, you bastard! While the core beneath her screams in horror. Olivia's hand grips the handle of the whip tightly, preparing to strike. Olivia, standing on a cannon, swings a whip, and the hero shouts, Wait! The hero tries to intervene. No need! But Olivia and Irarel are ready for a fight. Olivia jumps down, and the cannon fires a powerful yellow beam of energy. Irarel barely dodges the shot as it passes her by. Irarel laughs happily as she dodges, energy particles floating around her. The hero and the girls wrinkle their noses in disgust, exclaiming, Ew! Irarel sits on the ground, covered in yellow liquid, clearly embarrassed by what happened. Olivia looks at her gun, confused as it cries and smokes. What happened? Olivia is shocked to realize she shit herself. The hero covers her face with her hand. Cannon apologizes with tears. I'm sorry, mistress. Everything inside is broken. Olivia kicks the faulty gun away in frustration. Olivia tries to save face. Ha 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 ha. She really screwed up. Everyone has bad days sometimes. Olivia looks at the smeared Irarel, thoughtfully saying, Since it turned out this way. The hero pushes Olivia forward, shouting, She's yours, go ahead, while thinking, This is a clear admission of defeat. The cow and the demon princess reproach the hero. You were so brave. Are you giving up if you can't win? The hero waves his hand irritably. Okay, I'm too lazy to argue with you. The hero tells the girls, Actually, she's hunting you. Decide for yourself, and he thinks I'm leaving. Olivia reproachfully, How so? We were just fighting shoulder to shoulder, but to herself, Damn, this kid wants to sneak away. The girls grab the hero, Olivia menacingly. You're not going to desert, are you? The demon princess echoes. Don't run! If we're going to die, let's die together. The hero laughs nervously, hugging them. Ha ha ha, this matter does not concern me. Cow looks from the side. The hero drags the girls along with him. Forget it, let's get out of here together. Olivia agrees. Fighting like this is pointless. Irarel looks at them coldly, saying, Hey you. Irarel blocks their way. Is the show over? The hero suddenly attacks, shouting, Tyrant's projectile! And unleashing a powerful blow. A powerful explosion covers Irarel, creating the purest territory. The hero clenches his teeth. Joke. You can't dodge a woman like that. A silhouette appears from the smoke. The hero screams, What? Irarel, now with blue hair, admits, Knight, you are strong. She draws back her bowstring, suggesting, Why not fight face to face? The hero is stunned by her sudden appearance and proposal. Irarel clarifies, If we fight, I will be your opponent. The demon princess stands before the hero, because that stinking boar. The demon princess firmly states, No, leaving Irarel and the hero puzzled. The demon princess coquettishly adjusts her top, addressing the hero, Little dragon. The hero is indignant. I'm grateful for saving me, but don't tell me that I can't handle it. The hero shouts to the demon princess, Nonsense! You haven't even tried it! You'll feel it now! Irarel with blue hair screams furiously, Don't you dare! Irarel draws his bow, shouting, You! Shameless! The demon princess cries out in alarm, Watch out! The demon princess lets out a wild scream, baring her sharp fangs. Close up. Its mouth is full of incredibly sharp predatory teeth. The demon princess suddenly begins licking the hero's head, purring. The hero is in complete shock. Damn, what the hell is this? The hero, in horror, pulls the princess by the cheeks. Is there a person inside? Irarel shouts to the hero, The child is stuck, no conscience at all. The hero pushes the demon princess away, shouting, Get away! Irarel whispers with relief, He's okay. The demon princess boasts, What's so worried about? I'm a supreme divine beast. She continues. My stomach can digest even the tusks of a giant elephant. The princess winks coquettishly. However, fresh pork is so delicious. Fangpaw is horrified. The piglet squeals, oink, as the demon princess turns to him and says, indeed. The princess rushes at the boar. The meat tastes best raw, the hero shouts in shock. Boar sashimi, as expected. Iraral screams, looking at what is happening. Fangs! She says decisively, folding her arms across her chest. The spell of revival! A fiery halo appears above Irarel's head as she concentrates on her magic. The hero watches in surprise as the demon princess licks her lips after eating the boar. Irarel floats in the air, shrouded in dark energy, beginning a sinister ritual. The hero and the girls are drawn into a whirlwind emanating from Irarel in the center. The cow screams in panic. She's absorbing all the demonic energy around! The cow screams in pain, her strength draining under the influence of Irarel's ritual. Olivia shakes Cow. What's wrong with you? Why are you suddenly so limp? The demon princess is also weakening, her body trembling from the energy leak. The hero's hand in a gauntlet carefully touches the back of the weakened princess. The hero grabs the demon princess, saying, Don't move, I'll help you seal the energy. A glowing symbol appears on the demon princess's stomach when the hero uses his technique. The hero whispers into the demon princess's ear, deep breath. He asks if she feels the heat remaining in her body. The princess shyly asks to let go. The princess thinks the hero's chest is hotter than lava while he is concentrating. Iraral begins the ritual, summoning the evil spirit trapped in the rotten fangs. She soars, calling to the spirit, Release your dormant rage. The cow fights off something in panic, screaming, Go away, it hurts. The cow accidentally falls on Olivia, surprised by her unexpected softness. The demon princess screams at the hero, Disgusting! Hold on tight, you stinking boar! The hero activates the shield, hugging the princess tightly, who comments on his grip. The hero turns around, remembering Olivia and Cow, who are entangled in dark tentacles. Olivia falls on the cow, who is indignant. Abomination, when my noble body was crushed by a wild cow. The cow smiles and replies, Sorry, but whether you can crush me is already your skill. Olivia panics and screams, Shut up, don't say that, while Cow realizes, it broke through. The hero thinks in despair, Why did I put up a protective barrier right now? What a sin! The demon princess turns to the hero in bewilderment. Huh? The hero squeezes the demon princess hard, causing her to cry out in surprise. He mutters, Damn, this is... And the princess complains, What are you doing? Are you trying to strangle me? A huge executioner with an axe appears in front of the resurrected Fang and Irarel. Irarel whispers, This is too much! The cow is horrified. Oh, it can't be. And Olivia asks, Hey, who is this guy? An ominous laugh comes from the giant spirit's mouth, foreshadowing a new threat. The spirit grins evilly. Hundreds of years, a lonely soul, finally again. The ghost with glowing eyes roars, So I've been summoned. Olivia explains to the princess, I told you about the Blackwood family hunting the nobility. She continues, The cruel aristocrats of the past were not destroyed by the Blackwood family. Irarel orders the spirit, and they became their fighting spirits. Bluebeard, kill them. The hero asks again in bewilderment, Bluebeard? It dawns on him. Isn't this the maniac from the grim fairy tales? An illustration from the book shows a sinister Bluebeard chuckling. The summoned spirit of Bluebeard lets out a deafening roar. Bluebeard rushes towards the princess, crying, What a beautiful sacrifice, away from the insect. The hero exclaims in panic, Damn! Bluebeard roars, Be my bride. I will enjoy every inch of your skin. The hero lifts the princess, who screams, How it stinks, I refuse. Bluebeard is puzzled, not understanding where they disappeared to. The hero's hand digs into the princess's side. He holds her tightly. The hero angrily shouts at the spirit, Didn't you hear? She said no! The demon princess blushes and mutters, Smelly, boar. She is indignant. I barely got out, and here you are with your hands. The princess screams in panic, Let go quickly, you'll break my arms. The hero barks, Shut up, it's not up to you to decide how hard I hold. The hero looks on resolutely while the princess is outraged by his actions in the face of danger. The princess, blushing, buries her face in the hero's chest, not wanting to see what is happening. The hero shouts furiously at Bluebeard, defending the princess. Bluebeard roars in anger in response, his eyes glowing red. The spirit curses them, promising to put an end to the couple in love. The hero, with the princess in his arms, soars upward, dodging the scarlet spikes of energy. Bluebeard threatens to devour them both if they do not surrender. The hero notices an opportunity for maneuver. His gaze becomes sharp. He throws the princess towards Olivia, yelling at her to catch her. Olivia is in a panic, not understanding how they can save themselves, but the hero is confident in the princess. The hero smiles confidently because the princess is a dragon and can fly. The princess thinks in panic, "She will fly. No, it's impossible." The hero strikes a pose, declaring, "A tough guy will never be a cuckold." Bluebeard swallows, preparing himself for something terrible to happen. The spirit's eye flashes with rage, clearly aiming at the hero. The hero slides into something organic, seemingly swallowed. He lands in a vile, foul-smelling womb. The hero pinches his nose, commenting on the disgusting, stale smell. He speculates that long periods of abstinence are probably what makes people so greasy. The hero is surprised. A bony monster on the outside, but so soft on the inside? The hero notices the spirit's vulnerability by the red hieroglyphs, "Evil Spirit," deciding to attack. He delivers a powerful blow from the inside, breaking through the ghost's soft flesh. The attack is successful. The hero sees +5 damage and confirms his guess. With a triumphant grin, he declares, "I've found your weak spot." Bluebeard spits out the hero in disgust, calling him a stinking, fleshless insect. The demon princess is horrified by what is happening. Olivia is next to her. The spirit mockingly addresses the princess. "Are you really that grieving over him, baby?" A ghostly hand reaches out to her. Bluebeard asks, "Is this insignificant clown worth your tears?" He continues to seduce her. "Marry me, and you will immediately forget his male taste." The princess screams in rage, "No way! You don't even have that! I won't marry you!" Bluebeard is dumbfounded. What did you say? Even the lowest female beetle wouldn't want to be with you." The princess continues, "You have no manhood, you are ugly, and your breath stinks." She defiantly declares, "A high-born dragoness like me despises such a worthless person, incapable even of procreation." Olivia, blushing, exclaims, This pose!" Olivia sighs dreamily. She loves him so much, as the demoness tries to talk some sense into her. Bluebeard cries in humiliation, "Too much! No woman has ever insulted me like that." The spirit asks in rage, "Why?" His body begins to distort with dark energy. The monstrous Bluebeard roars at the impudent female. The girls scream in horror. With heart-shaped eyes and a huge tongue, he whispers, "You drive me crazy, cutie." The princess winces in disgust. "How disgusting! It stinks of an old man." Olivia is shocked. The sudden attack catches Bluebeard off guard. Blood spurts from the wound. The princess dives at the spirit in a rage, screaming, "Then die!" Olivia and the demoness are relieved to see that the princess has taken control of the situation. The princess's face shines with determination and power. She is ready for battle. A blinding flash envelops her. She challenges, "It is you who do not know your place." The princess angrily asks, "Who gave you permission to stick out your vile tongue when you propose?" She thinks with embarrassment that even the hero has not yet had time to examine her so closely. The thought of the hero having been in Bluebeard's jaws enrages her. The princess explodes into flames, screaming, "I'm furious!" leaving Bluebeard stunned. She demands, "Give me back my stinking boar," while Olivia admires her dragon flame. Bluebeard, engulfed in flames, laughs madly, his eye glowing red. He enjoys the dragon's fire, demanding, "Even stronger! Envelop me in your heat." The princess is shocked. "What? He isn't afraid of dragon flame?" The cold female voice of the spirit states, too naive. The spirit explains, "Bluebeard died in the fire and became accustomed to the hellish flames, not fearing its unawakened power." The princess is puzzled by the words about awakening the blood. The spirit urges Bluebeard, "Finish quickly, don't waste time." Bluebeard smirked with anticipation. It would be a shame to kill such a beauty without foreplay. Suddenly, pink energy tentacles with hearts rush towards the princess, catching her off guard. The spirit comments with disdain, "Church, how low quality." The hero asks with a grin, "Do you, the inferior, so like to call others inferior?" The princess turns around in shock at the familiar voice. "What?" Bluebeard looks around furiously. Who dared to speak?" The hero reminds from within, "Didn't recognize you? I'm that very spirit from your belly. I warned you." Olivia is amazed as golden blades materialize around her. The swords rush forward. The hero shouts, "Even if I become a spirit, I will not be a cuckold." Golden blades pierce Bluebeard's body. He roars in pain and rage. Bluebeard is furious. "Damn it! I knew it was you, you stinking insect." He shouts defiantly, "Did you think you could pierce my bone armor with a couple of swords?" Bluebeard mocks, "KKK, you have not yet seen the firmness of the fierce ghost." Bluebeard is puzzled. What, the sword disappeared? The hero notes from within, "The armpit of a fierce ghost, and how soft." He continues the thought, "So soft," and his hand breaks out. The blade pierces from the inside. Bluebeard screams, "Ah, ah, ah, how painful!" The hero breaks free, dealing +5, +5 damage. The spirit writhes in pain. With a grin, the hero sees the progress of the cleansing, 54 out of 10,000. He attacks again. It would be a sin not to torture such an old man who gives experience. Bluebeard reaches for his scythe, moaning, "It hurts so much." A huge spirit axe falls upon the girls, frozen in horror. Olivia screams, "Get away!" pushing the princess and the demoness aside. The demoness screams in horror, "They'll cut me up!" Olivia pushes her friends away. The axe hits the ground with a deafening roar, raising clouds of dust. The princess and the demoness look at the place of impact in shock. The demoness covers her eyes. Olivia lies on the ground, her clothes torn, her body enveloped in light. Suddenly, the hero appears, his sword next to a piece of clothing. It was worth leaving for a while. The hero covers the princess with his cloak. She is surprised and embarrassed. The hero holds the princess in his arms, teasing, "Ah, you even lost your underwear. Aren't you ashamed, dragon?" He adds with a grin, "The hero saves the beauty. That's a classic. Don't die from my irresistibility." The princess, blushing, imagines how she will flirt. "Smelly boar made me so worried." She angrily hits the hero on the chest, and he screams in surprise. The princess beats the hero, shouting, "Smelly boar, you didn't say you were alive. You made me worry." The hero writhes in pain, thinking, "Damn, her coquetry is deadly." He says thoughtfully, How nostalgic, huh?" Bluebeard watches, muttering, "To be squeezed between full thighs, to suffer the blows of love." The spirit gloats about the warm happiness, comparing it to murder. The hero is furious at the comparison. Bluebeard releases bloody tentacles, shouting, "Knight, enjoy as I rip your woman apart!" The hero looks seriously at the princess, who looks slightly worried. The hero commands, "Hide behind me," playfully waving her underwear. He reassures her, "Everything is fine, don't worry," but he thinks, "Don't stop me from showing off." The princess eagerly jumps on his back, exclaiming, "Uh-huh!" The princess accidentally steps on the hero's sensitive spot. The hero's face distorts with unexpected pain. The demoness notices something is wrong and asks what is going on. The princess attacks again, even stronger. The hero screams in pain. The demoness is in shock. The princess continues to attack with her legs. The hero rushes about. The hero, in despair, asks if she wants to kill him. Bluebeard watches what is happening in bewilderment. The hero screams that he is in pain, and Bluebeard laughs. The hero cries in pain. Bluebeard gloats. The hero, with the princess on his back, surrounded by a red aura, deals +5 damage to Bluebeard. Bluebeard, in tears, wonders, "Why is such..." The hero, also crying, picks up, "Such a result." Both of them, sobbing, scream. The hero laments, "I could have been so cool." The hero carries away the princess, leaving behind the defeated Bluebeard. Bluebeard's spirit begins to dissipate, his figure melting away. Olivia and the demoness rejoice. "Victory! We won!" Olivia waves the princess's underwear. The princess chokes the hero with delight. "Smelly boar, you're super!" And he chokes. The hero thinks, "I wonder if, because of experience, my butt doesn't hurt so much anymore." Seeing the progress of the cleansing, 154, 1,000. The princess's feet once again fall upon the hero's long-suffering place. The hero yells at the princess, "Hold on tight!" as Olivia aims her bow. He activates Windwalk, becoming enveloped in a green glow. Olivia, caught off guard, shields her face from the powerful stream. She hisses angrily through her fingers, "Bastard!" Olivia's figure disappears with a final scream, "I'll kill you!" The hero rushes with the princess in his arms. The demoness and Olivia run after him. The princess and the demoness are breathing heavily. The hero is indignant. "You're not running, why are you panting?" A sudden kick from the Princess Pleasantine causes the hero to scream and stumble. The hero and the girls fall. The princess on his back smiles contentedly. The princess lands with a thud right on top of her other self, sending up a whirlwind of dust. The princess, landing on her butt, grumbles, "Smelly boar, why did you let me go?" She examines herself, complaining. Everything is swollen. The hero lies face down in a pool of blood. The demoness is in a panic. Olivia suspects something is wrong. Olivia and the demoness stand at the edge of the cliff. Olivia says thoughtfully, "However, if we don't get across," she adds seriously, "then it won't just be a wound." Suddenly, the archer Olivia appears riding a boar, reminding everyone of herself. "This crazy." Her face is full of rage. She screams, "He definitely won't let us go." The demoness panics. "She's so fast, or are we finished?" Olivia looks for a way to fly. All three of them, in chibi form, look at each other expectantly. The princess indignantly shouts, "So which of you will fly?" And in response, she is told, "But you are a flying dragon." The hero interrupts the argument with a smile. "Okay, don't torment her with your sub-skills." The girls are embarrassed, and the hero suggests, "Instead of worrying, let's do something simpler." The hero in shorts with ducks playfully asks, "Well, three of us. Who will take it off first?" The princess, the demoness, and Olivia are completely shocked by his proposal. Olivia stands on the edge of a cliff in a bathing suit, her clothes hanging on a branch below. She looks down worriedly, asking, "It fell, right?" Suddenly, a boar appears behind Olivia, grunting, and she snorts decisively. Olivia, riding a boar, approaches some wooden hut. The boar runs and knocks down the door or wall of the hut. Olivia asks the boar, "Are you sure it's here?" And he grunts affirmatively. A silhouette of a girl with cat ears appears in the hole in the wall. Olivia looks away determinedly, her gaze full of tension. Suddenly, Olivia screams when she sees someone in the hut. The cat girl gasps. Olivia asks in confusion, "Not her?" Olivia flies into the cabin asking, "A Wolf Clan man?" Olivia's gaze falls on several wicker baskets in the corner. Olivia approaches the cat girl, asking about her connection to the night. The cat girl cries, insisting that she doesn't know them and that they just grabbed her. Olivia frowns, wondering, could it be that I was wrong? Olivia apologizes, offering to tell the cat girl where the night went since they are not together. The cat girl, through tears, replies that they asked for directions to the sanctuary and left. Suddenly, the cat girl hugs Olivia, admiring her supposed strength. She slyly explains that only very dangerous individuals go to the sanctuary in the evening. The cat girl praises Olivia's bravery in showing off the cute bunnies on her swimsuit. Olivia smiles shyly, flattered by such an assessment of her taste. The cat girl warns with a serious look that such daredevils will be mercilessly trampled there. Olivia is horrified by such a dark prophecy, her face distorting. In Olivia's mind, a cute rabbit is in a panic, surrounded by sinister hands. Olivia, pulling herself together, thanks him for the information about the sanctuary. The cat girl looks at Olivia in surprise as she leaves, not believing her determination. Olivia furiously declares, "Whoever covets my rabbits will die," and the cat girl admires her determination. Cat girl panics and tries to stop Olivia. "Wah! Wait a minute." Olivia turns around on the boar and the cat girl asks, "So, your rabbits aren't afraid of being trampled?" Olivia snaps back, "None of your business!" and drives off, leaving the cat girl behind. The cat girl looks after her thoughtfully. What the? She's supposed to be a killer, but she's so naive. Back at the hut, the cat girl asks someone, "Is she really as terrible as you said?" Suddenly, the hero, the princess, and the demoness appear. The princess screams, "You don't understand her horror at all." The hero with the broken nose comforts the cat girl. "Ha ha, don't pay attention. This dragon often expresses herself ambiguously." The hero, covering his abrasion, thanks the cat girl. "I don't know why, but thank you for covering for us." The cat girl coquettishly replies, "You're welcome. It's not often you meet such a handsome knight." The cat girl coquettishly pities the hero, who was almost left without pants. She sees the demoness for the first time, admiring the legendary fierce dragon. The demoness turns away in embarrassment while the hero covers his duck print panties. The cat girl finds the demoness hiding with humans pathetic, which earns her anger. Then her attention is drawn to the princess and she comments on her outfit in surprise. The princess rudely shuts up the cat girl, declaring that she does not need her assessments. The bossy princess demands that she find a place to wash herself, and the cat girl nods timidly. The cat girl points to the bathroom, where a muscular male silhouette looms behind the curtain. The demoness with a new hairstyle asks the cat girl to first list her virtues. The cat girl looks at the demoness in complete confusion, not knowing what to answer. The cat girl dreamily advises to relax in a warm bath to wash away all the troubles. The demoness is horrified. Her soul literally flies out from what she sees behind the curtain. She asks the cat girl in shock if the idol from the wolf clan is depicted on her curtain. The cat girl confirms that this is her dream love, a muscular wolf guy in swimming trunks. She adds that he was a regular customer when she sold milk and that he has a great figure. The demoness, with a predatory gleam in her eyes, remarks that he must be attracting a lot of she-wolves. The cat girl screams in panic, and the demoness's eyes light up with a red fire. The hero thoughtfully notes that women can strike at the most unexpected moment, while the demoness is dancing and the cat girl is crying. Someone with a steaming cup addresses Mrs. Wolf. The hero calms her down with a smile, saying that being a fan of idols is normal, and girls often change husbands. The cat girl admits through tears that the knight guessed correctly. Sanji is her new husband for today. The hero tries to console her, saying that sisters are more important than husbands, but immediately becomes embarrassed by his words. The cat girl grins, noting the knight's optimism. The hero laughs, saying that only with this attitude. The cat girl's eyes reflect the hero with the words "disqualified player" written on them, and she thinks he's tolerating his mark. The hero is shocked to realize that she sees his status. The cat girl smiles slyly with the words "good NPC" written above her, and she confirms what she sees. The hero, who has a disqualified player sign hanging over him, asks the cat girl who she really is. The cat girl modestly replies that if he asks her name, she introduces herself as Laiest Fufatin, the only daughter of the 15th generation wolf clan. But the hero says that's not what he was asking about. The hero is surprised, and the cat girl asks him not to strain himself. She modestly notes that her ability is not that impressive. Laiest explains that the wolf clan is the most warlike among the beastmen. However, according to her, even such a powerful clan gave birth to such a useless child as her, and Laiest lowers his eyes. In the memory, little Laiest is curled up and crying. The adult she-wolf angrily tries to feed the baby, yelling at her. An angry woman throws away a crying child, saying that it is her own fault. The little girl's eyes reflect despair, and thoughts of her uselessness flash through her head. Left alone, little Laiest shivers on her mat, rocking back and forth. Little Laiest cries, begging not to talk about her problems. The knight is shocked by the sudden appearance of 3 wolf women. Laiest tries to hide a family photo from the knight. The knight notices something strange and looks warily. Laiest begs the knight not to tell about her mother. 3 NPCs discuss the List family secrets, hinting at a terrible truth. The knight wonders about the reasons for the Light family's behavior. The knight turns to Laiest again, trying to understand the situation. Laiest panics and denies any involvement in anything terrible. Laiest and the knight hold hands, a moment of trust and understanding. Laiest trustingly holds the knight's hands, and he shyly pronounces her name. The cat girl lets him go, teasing him that such a coward who almost lost his pants would not betray him. She notices his long progress bar, suggesting that he was very strong before his disqualification. Laiest muses that in order to change her status, she must defeat a powerful enemy, and the knight asks in surprise if she has ever seen one like that. The cat girl thoughtfully replies that she saw someone recently but cannot remember. A voice comes from behind the curtain asking little wolf sister to bring more soap. The knight screams in surprise and disgust, and Laiest gets scared and runs away. The cat girl runs into another room, dropping things along the way, while the knight watches her go. Laiest happily finds soap while a kettle boils in the background. She asks the knight to help her put out the fire under the kettle, assuring her that it is easy. The knight looks down, clearly hesitating at the simple request. He smiles sheepishly, admitting that housework is not his strong point. Laiest, with soap in his hand, nods understandingly, and the knight decides to take it himself. With a sly grin, the hero announces, "I'm coming," clearly planning something evil. He accidentally drops the soap right in front of the shower curtain. The knight with burning eyes rushes for the soap, shouting, "I'll pick it up!" Slipping, he flies straight under the curtain, anticipating the moment. The hero decisively declares that he will now see their true appearance. but what he sees plunges him into complete shock and disgust. Behind the curtain are two huge beastmen calling him a pervert. The hero screams in horror that he expected to see something completely different from this true appearance. The big dragon guy turns to the knight and the bull-like guy saying, "Hey, you two." The dragon is outraged that the bull did not appreciate his 10-year-old dragon massage technique. The muscular woman in the towel laughs, asking if he is scared. The hero and the pumped-up lady look at each other silently in bewilderment. The knight mutters in confusion, "Muscles! Where did they come from?" The next second, a hail of blows falls on the hero from all sides. The beaten knight says with difficulty, How so badly?" Laced wonders with concern. "Could it be that you accidentally saw the sisters without makeup?" The hero, barely moving his lips, answers, "No, not without makeup," causing light surprise. The hero cries in tears that it was 1,000,000 times worse than just without makeup. A voice comes from behind the curtain calling the knight a dirty talker, and Laced is surprised. Laced and the knight freeze in shock, covering their mouths in amazement. The stranger adjusts the strap of her modest dress, hinting at what is hidden underneath. The title art appears, featuring a white-haired horned beauty in a spectacular outfit. A dark-haired girl in a nightgown with a towel coquettishly remarks that everything's secret becomes clear. She criticizes the simplicity of the outfit, comparing it to the knight's intelligence, and Laced admires her figure. Laced reverently addresses her as Lady Goddess of War, asking if she had deceived her. Behind the translucent fabric, a confused horned girl in a revealing white outfit doubts its appropriateness. The dark-haired girl praises how the outfit suits her. The cat girl is delighted, and the knight and the cowgirl remain indifferent. A horned girl in a revealing outfit runs out screaming, covering herself. The knight is shocked to recognize her as a dragon, and Laced is also amazed. The hero rushes to the curtain, asking the confused dragoness what happened. Upon seeing her, the knight instantly falls in love, struck by Cupid's arrow. The dragon with the tail complains that the towel doesn't fit, insisting that she's not fat. Lace suddenly has an epiphany and exclaims that she understands everything. The cat girl points to the dragoness, declaring her to be the very strong person that the knight must defeat. The knight wonders why Boss wants to kill him, and she sheepishly denies it. The hero furiously shouts that he will not do this, and the dragoness reproaches him for his momentary hesitation. Laced smiles sweetly with the pillow, saying that her small bedroom can only fit one. Laced offers the guests to sleep on the floor, and the knight thanks them for their hospitality. Suddenly, the dragoness pushes the knight with force. She angrily asks if she is the only one he doesn't like, causing him to mumble. The embarrassed dragoness declares that she will then sleep next to him laying down. The knight, giving in, tells Laced that he will not interfere with them while she looks on sadly. Laced says goodnight, and the knight responds awkwardly as the door closes. The hero puts out the old kerosene lamp, plunging the room into darkness. The knight lies restlessly in bed next to a sleeping dark-haired girl. He turns around and sees Laced hugging the horn of a sleeping dragoness in his sleep. The hero looks again at his dark-haired companion sleeping peacefully next to him. The hero looks at his sleeping companion next to him with curiosity, raising himself up. Suddenly, she says, "Don't look, idiot," shocking the knight. The girl explains that these things are only visible while swimming, causing him confusion. She suggests that if he had bathed with a dragon since childhood, he would have also evolved, and the hero imagines bathing in lava. The knight mutters that it would be possible for him, seeing her bathing with the dragon in the lava. He thinks, she was kidnapped by a dragon? What a strange relationship they have? The girl interrupts his guesses, assuring him that her connection with the dragon is not what everyone thinks. She claims that the so-called captivity is just an exaggeration. A memory emerges, a little princess screaming at a huge dragon not to eat her. The young princess threatens to knock out the dragon's teeth if he doesn't let her go, and he looks on playfully. The little princess grumbles from hunger, wondering where the saviors are, and the dragon is surprised. Suddenly, fried fish appears, and the princess asks the dragon if he wants to eat. The little dragon happily gobbles up the fish, thinking that it's not so bad. The princess holds out more fish, and the dragon roasts it with fire, earning her approval. The girl smiles, considering the dragon much better than those who lured her into the cave. Flashback, the prince begs his mother to save his sister from the cave, and she smiles slyly. Evil parents watch as a little princess enters a dark cave with a knife. Outside, the crowd panics, but the queen forbids rescuing the princess, rejoicing at the rescue of her son. The princess sleeps in an embrace with a grown dragon, muttering in her sleep, "Deceived me." With tears in her eyes, she whispers, "Everyone deceived me. Staying here is my choice." The hero teases the princess, claiming that she loves the dragon very much, and she shyly denies it. The knight seriously warns that if she is like those vile knights, the princess continues angrily, "Who plays with her feelings to kill the dragon?" She screams furiously that she will personally finish him off if he is like this. At night, everyone sleeps, and the princess mutters in her sleep about misfortunes, while the dragoness snores peacefully. Suddenly, the dragoness pushes the knight in his sleep, calling him a smelly pig. The hero only smiles slyly, looking at this scene. The dragoness mutters in her sleep, "I knew it. You wouldn't dare." The knight reassures her, joking that she is not used to sleeping so restlessly in the lava. Waking up, the dragoness looks at the knight in surprise, clinging to him. The dragoness mutters about an unhealed wound, remembering how the knight accidentally scratched her. The hero looks at his cleansing indicator, realizing that after killing Bluebeard there were 154 points. He realizes with horror that this scratch has added a whole 10 points to his score. The knight, bending over the sleeping dragoness, babbles guiltily, I... In a panic, he laments the mess he's made and is afraid that such a cutie will end up with a scar. Meanwhile, Lace peeks in, remembering that he can heal and trying to remember the spell. The cat girl smiles slyly, noting what a warm relationship they apparently have. Lace reports to Lady Luogisi through the magic sphere that the knight is the best candidate to become a dragon tamer. Lady Luogisi, the priestess of the sanctuary, ponders Laest's words with confusion. Suddenly, Mrs. Luogisi screams, and Lace asks in fear what happened. Mrs. Luogisi, all red, babble embarrassedly, Nothing." She hurriedly orders Lace to bring the knight while she tries to add something. Mrs. Luogisi playfully pushes away someone's hand, asking them not to disturb her while she is doing her business. A muscular male hand with claws holds her ankle, and the inscription playfully hints at pleasure. A male voice with red eyes asks, "And you just liked it, right?" The knight exclaims in shock, "What? You're saying, go to the sanctuary?" Lace explains that the knight's position is dangerous, he is being sought, and powerful enemies may appear. Only the protection of the Holy Virgin from the sanctuary will help to avoid these dangers. The knight is worried. "You're right, but that pig rider also went to the sanctuary. Won't we run into her?" The hero is horrified by the idea of meeting a menacing blue-haired woman who is pursuing him. Lace reassures, "It's okay, she's a commoner, not one of our wolf guards." The image of a stern wolf guard emerges, ready to fight under their banner. The hero touches the eye, and Lace explains that her saliva gives the power of foresight. An interface flashes in the knight's eye, revealing a new ability. Suddenly, a stranger appears, and Liz sees her laundering an energy scale. The cat girl is shocked. She can actually see the progress bars. The hero is puzzled why he doesn't see the scale on the demoness next to him. The demoness shyly assumes that he is looking at something indecent. Lace explains, the demoness doesn't have a scale because she's too weak. The demoness indignantly shouts, "I have plenty of this stuff. Are you blind or something?" The demoness gets angry. "Smelly pig, stop sucking up for handouts." The dragoness lifts her dress coquettishly. "What's the point of looking at the big ones? I'll show you something else." The hero nervously mumbles, Okay. Actually, I don't like big," looking at the demoness. The knight is shocked, with his jaw dropped. "Wow, how big," looking at the dragoness. The demoness is indignant. "I just told you I don't like it, it's too big." Above the dragoness is a scale. The dragoness progress bar is filled to 1,000, but the rest requires unlocking. Lace explains that the dragoness does not use true power, because her blood has not yet awakened. The hero asks again in surprise, "Blood?" The cat girl nods, saying that she doesn't know the details. The Holy Virgin must see the dragoness herself. The knight is alarmed. The Holy Virgin wants to see the dragoness? The demoness snorts that she won't even talk without some treats, and the knight ponders Lace's words. The hero thinks that the Holy Virgin may know a way to change his and the dragoness's fate. The dragoness gives him a gentle, charming smile. The knight joyfully exclaims, "Excellent," and grabs the dragoness by the shoulders. The hero announces a campaign to the sanctuary, and the demoness urges everyone on while the dragoness reminds him of her grievance. Laced watches them go, chuckling quietly under his breath. Suddenly, goblins appear on the way and are immediately struck by an unknown force. One of the defeated enemies laments his defeat, but another mentions reinforcements. The goblin leader furiously demands a fee for entry into the sanctuary. The knight asks again with a sly grin, "Help, you say?" The knight stands over the fallen goblins, his scale showing 546 points. The surviving goblins scream in horror as they see their fallen comrades with low health points. A huge goblin chieftain furiously attacks the knight, accusing him of murder for non-payment. The hero counters by pointing out their cannon fodder status and readying his shining sword. A powerful water attack sweeps away enemies, earning the knight experience points. Suddenly, another goblin with a club attacks the knight from ambush. The demoness quickly rushes forward, blocking the blow with her sword. Her determined gaze leaves no doubt. She will protect the hero. The knight is surprised by her sword, and the demoness declares that she also wants glory. Meanwhile, the dragoness delightedly finds gold coins, and the cat girl is perplexed. The knight thanks Laced. Her ability to see the scales helped him gain a lot of experience. The cat girl modestly replies that the knight himself figured out how to use this power. The hero remembers. Even enemies with a red mark fell if his indicator was higher. The knight notes with satisfaction that after all the battles, they finally approaching the majestic sanctuary visible on the horizon. Laced warns that there may be rejected guests at the gates of the sanctuary, ready for a furious attack. Suddenly, huge tentacles burst out from under the ground, catching the heroes by surprise. The tentacles wrap around the demoness and the dragoness. The knight shouts at them to be careful. The hero notices that each tentacle has a health bar with an indicator of 5. The knight orders the girls to attack the tentacles, but the dragoness hesitates. The demoness, believing the hero, swings her sword, shouting, "With your strength, it's not a problem!" The girls furiously slash at the tentacles, dealing 5 damage with each blow. The hero joins the battle, his shining sword cutting through the many tendrils. The knight notices that each vine has its own energy bar, which surprises him. He tries to discern the source of these endless tentacles amidst the chaos. Suddenly, a dryad appears, watching the battle with a smile. What tenacity! Excellent fertilizer! The dryad addresses the giant flower with the 500 scale. "Do you like this living food, Barbara?" The hero is shocked. "What the hell? The flower has such a huge energy scale?" The dryad basks in the tentacles. "First I'll eat my fill, then I'll be capricious." And the hero suspects something is wrong. The dragoness turns to the knight. "Hey knight, you're fighting a bit hesitantly." The knight frowns, his scale showing 1,400 points. The hero, entangled in tentacles, sees the knight's scale. This NPC, 1,400 out of 5,000, not cannon fodder. The hero commands the knight, "Let your dragon use her dragon power, call down lightning and retreat." The knight indignantly points at the hero. "Who are you to tell me what to do?" The hero grins. "You are surprisingly stupid, you don't even know the basics of dragon taming." The dragoness is furious, her eyes flashing, lightning crackling around her. The hero explains with a grin, "Dragon power only manifests itself when the dragon is jealous." The hero continues to mock, "You, a country bumpkin, can't even handle an ordinary woman." The knight, his eyes flashing red, hits the hero in the face with all his might. The hero, defeated and still in the tentacles, is shocked. "You hit me?" The knight replies, "Hit me, so what? A special day to choose?" The knight looms over the hero angrily. "Did he say that I can't handle the demonic flower?" The knight's face distorts with rage. "But with women!" It seems this is his sore subject. His fist whistles through the air, ready for another blow. The knight boasts, "I can handle 4, while the demoness and dragoness are perplexed. The dragoness bites her lip in embarrassment, and her chibi version giggles at his words. The demoness shouts back, "Can you handle it? Stop bragging about things you shouldn't." The hero grins from the ground. "Just kidding, even if you have more purification points." The hero's eyes flash red, and the number 1,000 appears above him. "And I've reached the maximum level." His hand is gripping something with a death grip, demonstrating incredible strength. The dryad addresses the flower with many laughing dragon heads. "Barbara, concentrate on your food." Flower monster Barbara lets out a deafening roar as her grip on the hero tightens. The dragoness watches in amazement, her eyes wide with shock. The tentacles squeeze the dragoness more and more tightly, and she moans painfully. Losing consciousness, the dragoness reaches out with her last strength towards the scattered gold coins. The knight, holding the coin, mockingly addresses the hero. "And you said I wouldn't light its flame?" "Watch carefully." The knight prepares for decisive action among the tentacles. The knight throws the dragoness away from danger, saying, "This dragoness, inside and out." The dragoness flies, screaming, "Stinky, coins, hug, every piece." The knight stands on the ground, having thrown the dragoness aside, and severed tentacles explode around him. The flying dragoness looks at the knight with bewilderment, who grins, "Already mine." The knight throws the coins with a grin. "First meeting, don't take it amiss, a gift for you, beauty." The dryad is surprised to catch the coin and mutters, That was a cruel grab." The dragoness's eyes flash purple, full of determination. The girls still in the tentacles look in amazement at the bright flash in the sky. The hero, entangled in vines, exclaims, "Dragon's power!" The dragoness floats in a whirlwind of lightning and water, her power about to be released. Laced shouts in bewilderment, No, dragon power!" The knight shines gold, his energy grows, 1066 out of 1,000 absorbing power. The dryad looks at the dragoness with disdain. "Noisy dragon, you can only touch this." The girls scream in horror. "It's going to cut us now! What kind of sword is this so strong?" The dryad whispers, "A T-sword capable of cutting down all living things." The hero declares, "This is the atrocity of the 1,000-year demon flower." The dryad inside the flower appears drooping, her strength fading. The hero looks at his dying life with annoyance. Damn! He realizes that his electrical attack is not ready yet. The dragoness cries out in despair. "I can't make it!" Her attack is interrupted. Someone's hand grips the green hair with a death grip. The hero grabbed the dryad by the hair. "If you move, I'll rip your head off." He sucks out her energy. The dryad's scale rapidly drops. "What? He's stealing my power!" The hero's energy grows, and the dryad feels a burning stream coming from him. The hero holds the dryad by the hair. She writhes helplessly under his control. The dryad's life bar shatters into pieces with a crash, reaching 0. The dryad screams in pain. The hero only tightens his grip, intending to teach her a lesson. The demonic flower lets out a long, eerie howl as it loses its power. The hero notices the demoness flying towards the withering flower, while the dryad loses consciousness. The demoness approaches a huge tree, at the foot of which a weakened flower monster writhes. Suddenly, the flower monster explodes into a pillar of cleansing flame. The hero stands in the middle of the fire, and behind him a small dragon is visible. He holds the dragon tenderly, trying to bring her to her senses. "Little dragon, wake up." Inside a withered flower, an exhausted dryad looks sadly into the distance. The dragon dives into a pink flower, surrounded by splashes. The hero holds her in his arms, and she moans pitifully, "I'm hungry, He offers her coins with a smile. "Do you want gold? I left everything for you." The dragoness gnaws the coins with gusto, but then playfully bites the hero's finger.
She pouts, "Stinky, you lied to me again," and he apologizes, stroking her head.
Suddenly, her power explodes. The numbers grow. She screams, "Then I will beat you for the last time." Her hand reaches out to him, and she says, "But..." The dragoness tenderly embraces the hero, whispering, "Stinky left me some coins." They hug tightly, and she happily declares, "I made peace with the stinker." The demoness squeals in delight, "I'm crazy," and the other one sheepishly comments on her strange tastes. The cat girl is confused. Who is taming whom here? He is taming the dragon, or the dragon is taming him? The demoness notes, "The knight absorbs the dragoness's attacks, turning them into his own energy. What a connection." The dark-haired girl screams in panic, "Careful, dodge quickly!" The hero looks forward with determination, hugging his white-haired companion tightly against the backdrop of a bright flash. They float together in a stream of light, their silhouettes barely discernible in the glow. The bound dryad writhes on the ground, the vines tightening around her. The dryad looks with fear at the boot hanging over her. The enemy is very close. The fair-haired knight sneers at the fallen dryad, criticizing her academy. The dryad, although defeated, throws in his face, "Even if you win, the Holy Virgin will not recognize you." She continues, "People like you who use pets as tools will never become real tamers," and the mice nod in agreement. The cat girl ponders. The knight's mice are exhausted, and the hero is without strength. The knight looks with disdain at the tied-up, fallen-to-the-ground dryad. He grins at the cat's insight. Only a dragon could have charged his mice. His annoyance haste prevents the pets from incinerating her. Grabbing the dryad by the chin, he hisses, "It is not for you to judge my path!" Lifting her by the bonds, he says, "I'm going to the city, do what you want." The hero announces to the white-haired girl with a smile, "It's funny, I'm heading to the city too." Suddenly, the hero's hand breaks the vines that bind the dryad. To the stunned dryad, he suggests, "If that's the case, let's go together." He throws his cloak over the embarrassed dryad, hiding her from prying eyes. The hero looks at the dryad, declaring, "It's no use refusing." He straightens her cloak. "You still won't defeat me, right?" The blonde knight is seething with anger. "That bastard! I won't mess with him." The knight leaves, saying, "As you wish, if you are not afraid of problems, go." A group of heroes undergo scanning at the gates of a majestic city. The system identifies the dryad, passed, student of the Kulita Academy. The gates swing open, inviting, "Welcome to the holy city." The hero and his companions are stunned by the debauchery they see on the streets. The beastmen are in ecstasy from the caresses of their masters. Moans and whispers are everywhere. One of the girls covers her mouth with her hand, amazed. "The holy city! It's not called that for nothing." The hero stares in shock at the revealing poster, muttering, "It's just..." His companions blush and turn away, clearly embarrassed by the spectacle. In front of him is a shop offering the services of beast girls with prices listed. A rabbit girl for 1,000 coins coquettishly gnaws on a carrot. The black-haired cat with a predatory look is valued at 3,000, and the shy mermaid with blue hair costs a whole 5,000. Meanwhile, the fair-haired knight carries the dryad on his shoulder through the crowd, muttering, "Bunch of idiots." He looks ahead angrily, promising, "Soon you won't be laughing anymore." The knight roughly throws the dryad to the ground, shouting, "And you too!" The dryad covers her face in horror, and the knight smirks. A naked tamer here is a sensation. The knight gloats, "You will become a laughingstock for the entire Holy Land." The crowd approaches with lustful comments, "Beauty, don't hide your face!" The dryad tries to cover herself in horror, while onlookers discuss whether she is a pet. One of the crowd suggests checking her peculiarities to find out the truth. The dryad screams at them in despair, "Get lost!" A sudden wave of energy throws back the insolent ones. The dryad trembles. The stunned crowd does not understand where this power came from. The dryad looks at the hero, who notices her hot temper, but also her cruelty. The hero decides to intervene. Watching freaks mock a beauty is tasteless. The cat girl cries out in alarm, "Be careful, these pets are not easy." The hero looks at his hand in surprise as if he felt something. The pink-haired beast girl attacks the hero with a sharp kick, but he dodges. The hero easily catches her wrist, grinning. Such wildness is not interesting. The beast woman grins furiously, shouting that she has seen everything. He holds her back, thinking about the rarity of pets and how she is no match for a dragon. The white-haired dragoness covers her mouth in embarrassment after hearing the compliment. The hero notices strange indicators in the beast girl. Her strength is growing unnaturally. The cat girl explains worriedly, "It's because of the poison curse." She continues, "This is what immoral tamers do, forcibly awakening potential." The hero realizes in shock, "The curse of Yi Tong." The pink-haired beast girl screams, entangled in glowing ribbons. The cat girl explains, "Cursed pets fight to the death, sacrificing their lives." The hero is horrified. "If I don't defeat them, will they die?" The captive is indignant. "Strong men hide behind the backs of weak creatures." The hero's face is distorted with rage. "What bastards you are!" 3 beast girls scream shrilly, engulfed in a pink glow. The hero waves his hand, enclosing each girl in a protective sphere. The white-haired dragoness angrily shouts at her offenders, "Oh, you dirty pig!" A group of men mock the hero, threatening to kill him. 2 of them attack the hero with purple energy blasts, and he screams, "Damn!" The white-haired dragon unleashes her true power. "Dragon's Majesty!" A powerful wave of golden energy repels the purple attacks and the attackers themselves. The villains are shocked and bruised and do not understand what hit them. The dragoness, with her dress torn, furiously declares, "You all deserve to die!" Suddenly, she pounces on the hero, jealous. "Why die with these females?" The cat girl was amazed. The dragon released its power twice. Amazing. The hero calms the dragoness. Okay, I definitely won't die with you." Suddenly, the dragoness screams in pain, clutching her shoulder. A strange burn appears on her shoulder, leaving her puzzled. The hero picks up the weakening dragoness. She whispers, "Suddenly, so hot." The dragoness writhes in his arms, begging, "Pig, think of something. It's unbearable." The hero holds her in confusion. She whispers, "Dragon, what should I do?" The villain gloats, "It worked. My magic potion worked." He continues, "I didn't think I could catch the legendary dragon." The hero is furious. The villain mockingly explains, "This is the palace's secret potion, mixed with my blood." He declares, "From now on, this dragoness in your hands is mine." The villain hints with a nasty grin, "Use it for its intended purpose, got it?" The dragoness screams in horror, "No, don't!" The villain anticipates fun. Suddenly, the villain's face is crossed by a red cross. He is surprised. An invisible force throws the villain back. He screams in surprise. The hero, hiding his face, grins evilly. "You made me laugh." The hero's mighty hand crunches the head of the defeated villain. Suddenly, someone's hand covers the dragoness's mouth, and she moans in horror. The white-haired stranger roughly grabs the dragoness by the chin, and she resists. The wolf warrior appears, declaring, "I'd rather force her to obey." The cat girl is shocked. "Ice Wolf, how could she defeat a dragon?" The green-haired lady explains, "This is Lady Simon, the strongest pet of the Holy Land." Lady Simone frowns as the green-haired girl scolds the guilty cat girl. Cat girl, with tears in her eyes, apologizes to Lady Simone for the delay. Lady Simon smiles indulgently. "Never mind, nothing to apologize for." Cat girl is horrified. "What? You promised to help with the test." Lady Simon grins. "If I hadn't promised, how would you, sly fox, have fallen for the hook?" The cat girl clenches her fists, her gaze full of determination. Simon roughly grabs the dragoness. This dragoness is destined for Lord Shuli Hong. A sudden blow knocks Simone's hand away from the dragoness. The hero, sword in hand, shouts furiously, "Just try to touch her!" Lady Simone, with a scratch on her cheek, smirks. "Your speed is even faster. I underestimated you." The hero looks forward resolutely. Even if the indicators are high, if they are red, it's not a problem. The hero soars into the air, activating the technique Four-Image Sword Ceremony. A powerful blow sends the hero flying. He screams hysterically, and Simon looks up. Simon's sword shatters into pieces, and she is amazed. Simon grabs the dragoness by the throat. The beast girls scream in horror. "What meanness!" The hero, enveloped in a golden aura, raises his sword again to strike. His blade shatters with a clang as it hits Simone's purple shield as she holds the captive. Simon looks at the flying hero. "Knight, you have no chance. You will lose." A multitude of purple blades rush straight towards the hero. The hero receives a blow. Simon states, "Your strength, knight, is insignificant." The dragoness reaches out to him in despair. Simon explains, "After all, you have so many weaknesses." The hero, engulfed in a fiery aura, shouts, "Kuros, hold on, do you hear me?" Two girls fly through the whirlwind, one screaming, "Don't give up! The dragon needs help!" Below, a cry, "Goddess of War, it's too dangerous!" Two girls scream desperately, caught in the grip of a white tail. "Let go! It hurts!" The hero crashes into the ground with a bang, raising dust. The wounded knight looks on in pain, hearing, "What cruelty, knight!" Simon strangles the dragoness. She screams, "Pig! No need, let go!" The captured girls rush about. One begs, "Goddess of War, don't move, it will only get worse." The hero looks forward with determination as the dragoness pleads, "Please let him go." The dragoness asks in despair, "What else can be done?" Tears flow down the dragoness's face. She whispers, "Pig, get up. Don't sleep." The cat girl watches in horror, her eyes wide. Lady Simon looks down mockingly. "This thing is unfamiliar to you, isn't it?" Simon points to the shining mark. "The reward of hundreds of trials, the sign of my master." She boasts, "I am connected to the lady like a sword to its scabbard. Her magic is my strength." The hero grins from the ground. "So your strength comes from your mistress? What a sycophant." Simon is furious. "Shut up, human. A pet is born to serve. You wouldn't understand." She angrily asks, "Only a fool would turn a dragon into a useless burden. Do you even realize what you're doing?" The hero mutters in confusion, He clearly did not expect such pressure. he explodes. Who will figure it out anyway? I caught it from the sky, that's good! The hero continues to shout, and about victims they talk about mutual consent. I hate tigresses like you. Simone is stunned by his words. What? A tigress? What tigress? The hero turns away with contempt. Forget it. A slave like you wouldn't understand anyway. The hero clenches his fist, beginning his explanation. If we're going to talk, he, blushing, continues, if you insist, why did I take her from that cave? The hero explodes with a cry. Who would leave the beauty who stole his first kiss to be torn apart by some heroes? Simon and the captives in her tale are stunned. One whispers, but it sounds convincing. The hero looks at Simone resolutely. So even if she is useless, I will not allow you to hurt her. The dragoness is touched by his words with tears in her eyes, whispering, pig. The hero passionately declares, even if she only eats and sleeps, she's still a cutie. Simon is furious. Shut up with that nasty thing. He shouts in chibi form, none of your business. This is the dragon I saved. The dragoness looks forward resolutely, echoing his thoughts. Even if I die, I will protect her. Suddenly, one of the dragoness's golden horns shatters into pieces from the impact. The dragoness explodes in purple flames, her hand clenched in pain and rage. Simon reels back, screaming from the unexpected searing attack. The captives in Simon's tail are amazed. What is this? Purple flame? The cat girl exclaims in shock. It's the dragon's breath, she awakened it. The hero, shrouded in the same purple aura, looks on with grim determination. The voiceover explains, dragons lack empathy and are extremely wary. The voice continues, even while showing submission, they can kill the master on a whim. The hand gently touches the horn of the dark dragon, only the one they truly trust. It can experience their true warmth. The dragoness looks at the hero through the flames. The elf explains with understanding, and dragon breath is a way to mark another with your scent. Voiceover. Only in the mutual breathing of the dragon is the purest flame of battle born. The beast girls are delighted. She definitely wants to protect him. Her heart has opened. Simon shouts in rage, impossible! Her plan collapses. She can't believe her eyes. What nonsense, a powerful dragon race. Simon exhales contemptuously. How can she rely on such a worthless man? The hero and the dragoness, united by purple flame, prepare for a joint attack. The dragoness in a white dress and the hero attack Simone in sync, dodging her tail. Simon is shocked by their speed. This dragon, it has become much faster. Catgirl explains. The dragon's breath synchronized them. She's used to fighting. Simon fights off the furious attack with his tail, screaming, damn it! Simon shouts in rage, stop pretending! The hero grabs her fluffy tail with a grin, enjoying the moment. Simon, blushing, demands, take your dirty hands off! The hero boasts, I've tamed dogs even worse than these. I've definitely touched 8 tails. He asks with a grin, do you know what they do with naughty dogs? The hero jerks his tail sharply, smiling maliciously. Make every hair on your neck stand on end. Simone lets out a long moan, her body arching from the unexpected sensations. The dragoness whispers in shock, pig. He's giving that woman such... The dragoness flares up with jealousy. Even I have never felt so good. The chibi dragon recalls with embarrassment, but I told him not to touch my tail. The chibi dragon screams, don't interfere, now you can. Her determination is off the charts. She continues in rage, such a hot, dirty tail, not cute at all. Simon, surrounded by lightning, rushes forward, shouting, haven't let go yet? The beast girls are delighted. She's jealous, dragon power and breath at full blast. The hero holds Simon's tail with a grin. The chance has come. Simon blushes and winces under his grip as the dragon hovers jealously above. The dragoness challenges Simone. Naive. It doesn't matter what methods you use to force her. Simon replies contemptuously, under my mistress's skills, it's just a bubble. Simon prepares a powerful attack, Dance of the Scarlet Serpentine Light. The chibi dragon rushes into the attack, shouting, Old wolf, you talk too much! The hero points forward, his hand and eyes flashing blue. Beneath him, a glowing seal of thunder unfolds, ready to strike. The chibi dragon attacks Simone with ice blades from the air. Ice shards coalesce into a glittering barrier or attack blade. The dragoness, with a battle cry, spins into a swift, icy whirlwind. Simone is caught off guard by an approaching tornado out of pure rage. An ice storm instantly envelops Simone, freezing her in place. The dragoness fights her way through the rubble as her loyal servant cries out, "Mistress Shuli!" The cat girl rushes at the dragoness in a rage, baring her claws. "I'll kill you!" But her attack is interrupted. A sharp blade of ice restricts her movements. The chibi dragon happily hugs the hero. "Look, I finished her off." The hero hugs the dragoness to himself. She whispers embarrassedly, "Here you go again." The chibi dragon tries to object. "No, I meant something else." The hero's arm wraps decisively around the dragoness's waist, tightening the embrace. The hero grabs the cat girl. She screams, "Dirty boar, let me go!" The hero hugs both girls, absorbing their experience to their surprised exclamations. The dragoness wriggles in his arms, enveloped in the red aura of their closeness. The dragoness snorts with displeasure. "This she-wolf is so ugly and talkative." Simon holds the maid back, looking at the dragoness with disdain. This dragon has no words. The dragoness is suddenly bound by red energy rings, depriving her of her freedom. Simon gloats, "You need to be taught a good lesson, mind your own business." Simon's red bonds attack the hero and the dragoness as they fly through the ice shards. Suddenly, a new figure in red appears, waving dismissively. "I'm too lazy to bother with you either." The hero and the dragoness try to escape from the new threat, looking ahead tensely. They are both quickly entangled in red energy bundles. The hero is surprised. "How fast?" The stranger in red says condescendingly, "Your level is too low to talk to me." A powerful vortex of red energy envelops the hero and the dragoness as the stranger continues. First, pass the next test. Two new girls, one with horns, hug each other in confusion. "What? What is this?" Three ominous red energy portals open in space. The girl in red stands confidently, challenging, "And then come and ask." The fox girl looks around anxiously on the deserted street. The woman in red tells her, "Priestess, your mission is complete. Go to the arena to the saint." She continues, holding the fox girl back. "And those who failed to guard the gates, do you know what punishment awaits them?" The horned girl babbles in excitement. "But Kuroka has already entered the shrine. I'm afraid it will affect the tournament." The woman in red coldly replies, "Watch yourself." Space is distorted, transporting the heroes to an unknown dimension. A bright flash blinds, the dragoness screams, "My eyes!" and the hero covers her. The hero, hugging the dragoness, is amazed. Who is this woman capable of opening such a portal? He frowns, thinking, and that blinding red light? What is it? An announcement appears on the screen. "Welcome to the 99th Divine Pet Academy qualifying tournament." The hero comes to his senses, muttering, He clutches his head. "Damn, I lost consciousness for a moment." There is darkness and noise all around. He groans. "Ugh, how noisy." The hero searches for the dragoness in panic. "That's right, dragon, where are you?" He looks down, surprised. "Ah, this. Why is it so damp and cool?" A voice announces, "Meet! The only divine combination in 100 years." The hero is dumbfounded as the commentator continues, "A stupid dragoness and her useless knight." He looks at the arena, not understanding. "What the hell is this?" The audience is delighted. "Look how he squeezes her, a real knight." The hero is completely confused. What does this mean?" The hero looks down and sees a dragoness on his lap. "Dragon, you." Her tail with a heart on the end wraps around him, causing the hero to panic. The dragoness, blushing, whispers, "No need," clearly not in her right mind. The hero resolutely thinks, "I need to bring her to her senses." A voice from behind the wall warns, "Don't resist unless you're looking for trouble." The hero listens. This voice, so familiar. Where is it from? The crowd of monsters in the stands roars, "Enough of the sweetness. Let's move on to the next one." The hamster host announces, "Now meet the other outstanding participants." The hero stretches his hand forward in amazement. "Holy!" Petals fall around. A beautiful blonde in armor says, "At last we meet, knight." The saint smiles at the hero. "You are much more beautiful than in the portrait." The dragoness clings to the hero. He shyly asks her not to do this in public. The hero shakes the dragon, demanding an explanation from the saint. "What did you do to her?" The saint smiles mysteriously. "Have you really still not understood the situation?" The saint reproaches the woman in red. It seems you haven't explained anything to him, Shuli Hongbai Xuan. Instructor Shuli Hongbai Xuan says, unknown challenges are what await a true hero. The saint agrees that it is more interesting this way, and the hero understands that he is facing boss-level opponents. The saint commands decisively, then let's begin. The guardian bear is ready for battle. The camera shows a huge multi-level arena for the upcoming battles. The hamster host solemnly announces, so the first stage of the selection officially begins. The host announces, the first 8 whose pets wake up move on. The hero bursts in with a shout. Meanwhile, the snow-white pet rabbit begins to meditate, muttering a spell. Suddenly, the rabbit is enveloped in red energy, ripping off his fur and revealing a new form. A charming rabbit girl appears before the astonished boar, worthy of the head of the family. They announce, Ilalir, having tamed her nature, is the first to pass the test. The hero screams in shock. What? She just undressed and walked away? The rabbit girl rides away on a boar. There are 7 seats left, hurry! The saint discusses the participant with Shuli. The one who infiltrated the sanctuary? Not a bad choice, even if the pet is weak. The dark-haired girl whispers anxiously. Ilalir has passed. There are fewer and fewer places, the situation is bad. She desperately shouts to the hero, Knight, pass the test, otherwise you will never see the dragon again. The saint smiles at the energy of the fox priestess, who is noticeably nervous. The hero realizes that his current strength, 3,000, 1,000, is not enough for a direct confrontation. He decides to participate in the tournament, hoping to find a way to save the dragon who cannot be lost. Suddenly, dark energy envelops the hero and Dracosha, making him wary. The dragon playfully climbs onto his head, while the hero screams in surprise. The camera shows a huge futuristic arena with holographic elements. The hamster host announces that due to the size of the arena, the fights will be broadcast via the all-seeing mirror. The saint looks forward to the trials personally designed by Shuli Hongbai Xuan. Shuli Hongbai Xuan gently touches the saint's cheek, promising not to disappoint her. The fox girl watches this scene with disgust, thinking about the obsessiveness of grown women. The fox girl watches the arena with concern, hoping for the night. The hero suddenly finds himself in a web, suffocating and losing strength. A bright flash of light illuminates the dark space, heralding change. The dragon instinctively presses itself against the hero, as if protecting him. Everything around is instantly covered with a thick layer of ice. The hero is stunned. A whole icy world appears before them, a castle and frozen figures. Among the ice sculptures, the hero notices a familiar face frozen in the ice. The frozen figures seem to dance to the ominous inscription about a collapsing bridge. The hero shivers from the piercing cold, trying to get to his feet. The huge ice figure of the dragon looms over him, and he calls out to her in horror. The hero screams in despair at the ice dragon, begging her to move.